This is the story about a prodigal son who, while squandering his money in various ways, beats up a group of destined men. He does not have any talent, but he has money, and with that money he can buy anything. If he wants, the whole world bows down at his feet. So let's see how he can do that. At the beginning of this story we see the vast land of China. We are then told, medicine fields, caves, beast chariots, flying boats, and secret places are scattered all over the place. The practitioners use the spiritual energy of heaven and earth as a medium, realize the 5 realms of cultivation, Lianjin, Mingyuan, Tongxian, Qihun and Lingyu. Great practitioners have established their own powerful empires among them. The Great Zhou dynasty is the most powerful and had the largest territory. Then we listen to some people, and they are saying, "Oh my God! What kind of divine horse is this? I have never seen it before." This is the flowing cloud horse and the golden cloud train. It is the coolest carriage in heavenly Jedi City. I haven't seen it for several years, so today you'll be treated to a feast for the eyes. After some time, the horse carriage stops near the Great Zhou heavenly Jedi City, and the man driving the horse carriage says to his master sitting inside, "Master, we have arrived at heavenly Jedi City. Do you want to get off at a purple robe mansion or?" And we see that a man is sitting in a horse carriage, who has a glass of red wine in his hand, and he is saying to that man, "No need, go to Chingu Tower." And after listening to his words the servant is thinking, as soon as he came back to the city, he went to the brothel and spent money. He is worthy of being the young master of our Chu family. Then the man sitting in the horse carriage drinking red wine tells about himself. "Not long ago, I don't know whether it was through time travel or possession, but I followed the prompts of this system to perform soul-binding infusion. I became the pillar of the Great Zhou dynasty, the only son of the purple-robed marquis, the leader of the 36 divine marquises. The most famous prodigal son, Chu Tianxia, which is the main character of this manhwa. However, after this system merged with my soul, it was in standby mode. Didn't notice any effect. I have had low cultivation since I was a child. It's not because of poor talent, but because I grew up under the pampering of my parents." And Chu Tianxiao's father says to Chu Tianxia, "My dear son, stop practicing all the time and go out more often to see the world. You see, this city is our family's property. When you get tired of playing here, Dad will buy the other half. It's a bit strange, please bear with it." And his mother says, "That's right. You've been practicing for half an incense stick, take a break. I've bought 20 new maids from Jiangnan to massage your legs." And Chu Tianxia further explains, not only did his cultivation level not improve, but his spending became increasingly larger. And people say about Chu Tianxia, "Master Chu is truly a living bodhisattva who saves people from suffering." And Chu Tianxia goes to a shop, and tells the shopkeeper, "I heard that your family owns the best silk shop in heavenly Jedi City? I want all your best fabrics." And the shopkeeper says to Chu Tianxia, "You want the best? But all the things in this shop are the best." So Chu Tianxia says, "Really? Then take them all, and buy the whole shop." "No, I want the ones in the warehouse too." And Chu Tianxia is sitting in the horse carriage and thinking, "Now I figured it out. Living the life of a prodigal son can be fun." Then the horse carriage stops at a place, and his servant comes out and says to Chu Tianxia, "Young master, we have arrived at Chingu Tower." Then as soon as Chu Tianxia gets out of his horse carriage, when Chu Tianxia comes out, everyone is very surprised to see his charm. Then they start talking about Chu Tianxia. "Oh, this young master is so handsome. Come, please come in, please come in." Then many girls surround Chu Tianxia, and a man looking at Chu Tianxia is saying, "Who is this, with such a grand ceremony?" Then his friend tells him, "The famous prodigal son of the purple-robed Marquis mentioned Chu Tianxia." And as Chu Tianxia is going ahead, an old lady says to Chu Tianxia, "The young master has good eyesight. Our Chingu Tower is the largest Qing pavilion in heavenly Jedi City. There are girls here that you can't imagine, but you can find them. Which girl do you want to choose?" And Chu Tianxia says to that old lady, "Give me a private room on the 3rd floor. The name of the day, the windows should see the sea, and warm a few pairs of good wine to come up." So the old lady says the young master is an expert, he is so good at choosing the land, but I wonder which of these girls who accompany you have your eyes on. And Chu Tianxia says to that old lady, are the two famous brands from Chingu Tower still here? If they are here, please invite sisters Ming Lu and Ing Xiu. And the old lady says, young master or regular customer? But the rule here is that a customer can only order one girl. Master, you can't break the rule. And Chu Tianxia tells him, in addition to the two sisters Ming Lu and Ing Xiu, I also ordered all the girls in these two books. One book, go upstairs and serve. One book, laid out, pleasing to the eyes. And the old lady gets surprised after listening to Chu Tianxia, and she says to Chu Tianxia, who goes around a tower like this? Young master? You really like to joke? No, there is no such a rule. And after listening to that old lady, Chu Tianxia shows her the money, that is, a spirit coin ticket. And Chu Tianxia says to that lady, really? Take a closer look, is there such a rule? And so the old lady is shocked to see all the spirit coin tickets and thinks, this is a spirit coin ticket used exclusively by the wealthy in our great Zhou dynasty. The face value of one ticket is 50,000 spirit coins. We ordinary people can survive with only 1,800 spirit coins a month. He spent 150,000 spirit coins? Then the old lady becomes very happy and she says, from now on, young master, you are the rules. You can play however you want, as long as you are happy. Girls, it's time to pick up the guest. Come out. And many beautiful girls started coming to Chu Tianxia, and among them a girl is saying looking at Chu Tianxia, that's Master Chu. He is Master Chu Tianxia, the only son of purple-robed Marquis Chu Zhongyi, the first person to enter the heavenly Tao through business, and the second richest man in the Great Zhou. Then all the girls started running towards Chu Tianxia. We see a man who is very shocked and says, it's the money-throwing young master from before, right? He disappeared for a few years and is back again? And another man he is saying, I heard that Master Chu never looks at the denomination of things, and he doesn't seek the best but the most expensive. And we see that Chu Tianxia is sitting comfortably, and many girls are surrounding him. And one girl is feeding grapes to Chu Tianxia, and another girl is saying to Chu Tianxia, I finally met Master Chu again. And the other girl says, after 3 years, Master Chu, you really want us sisters to die. Another girl says, Many people said that Master Chu had an accident outside. Bah, they are jealous. And Chu Tianxia, happy with their words, puts a spirit coin ticket in a girl's mouth, then he says, your little mouth is still as sweet as before. This young master is happy to hear that. Here, 20,000 is a reward for you. Oh, this little hand is so slippery, it is well maintained, here is 30,000 spirit coins for maintenance. And Chu Tianxia starts blowing a lot of money, and Chu Tianxia is saying to those people, this girl's breasts have become smaller, is she thinking what I think? Take the 50,000 and buy some more papaya and show frogs to replenish your body. And seeing Chu Tianxiao's generosity, all the girls become very happy and they are saying, Kia, mine is obviously smaller, my breasts have shrunk because of you, you see. And the other girl says, if it's not obvious, you can touch it. Another girl says, you wish, little slut. If Master Chu wants to touch someone, he should touch me first. But then a very beautiful girl comes to that place, and her name is Ming Lu, who is Chingu Tower top brand. And Ming Lu is speaking to those girls, after all this fuss, you still don't even know how to help the young master to the side room? If you can't serve him, get out of my way. And all those girls get very surprised to see Ming Lu. Then Chu Tianxia goes to Ming Lu and says to her, Ming Lu, you are here too. I found you a very nice hairpin outside. But Ming Lu says to Chu Tianxia, Master Chu, we can keep joking later. We have something serious to do right now, so follow me. And Ming Lu whispers in Chu Tianxiao's ear, Sister Lu Ling wants to see you. Then Ming Lu starts going upstairs with Chu Tianxia. And Chu Tianxia opens a door, and then there is a beautiful girl in front of him, and her name is Mu Luling. And Mu Luling is saying, look at Chu Tianxia, Master Chu? Is it really you? I just heard Sister Ming Lily say that and I couldn't believe it. I'm sorry, Luling shouldn't have doubted Master Chu. Master Chu, You once said you would help me break off the engagement, remember? Boo-hoo. Then Chu Tianxia starts remembering his childhood, when he was young. And he is saying, she is my childhood playmate. When she grew up, her family arranged for her to marry Qin Yun, the 17th son of Qin Yun, the great Zhou dynasty's divine marquis. Qin Yun was enlightened at the age of 4 and exercised his strength at the age of 10. He crossed the thresholds of the 3rd and 6th levels of the Lianjin, and pursued the 12th level of Lianjin. At the age of 14, he successfully advanced to the lower realm of Manhwa with an unrepeatable opportunity. Therefore, he is called a genius and the number 1 talent in Heavenly Jedi City. His true combat power has reached the peak level of Manhwa. But 3 years ago, Qin Yun became obsessed with evil. His power dropped by 1,000 miles, and he became a useless person at the 1st level of the Lianjin. Because of the unbalanced mentality, he abused Luling. And Mu Luling has tears in her eyes, and she is holding Chu Tianxia's hand, and Chu Tianxia is thinking, 3 years ago, the original body promised to help her break off the engagement, but how can he help now? After all, facing that, according to rumors, with the help of the relic treasure black ring, his cultivation is recovering rapidly. Qin Yun, who is holding the template of the useless destiny child, lead Luling to break off the engagement. Isn't it just a good opportunity for him to complete his 3 years of suffering, have the plug-in in place, and start his counterattack? I am the villain who puts pressure on Destiny's child when he is in adversity. Become the first stepping stone on his road to writing cool articles. And then Chu Tianxia's system shows Chu Tianxia the mission, and asks him to select a mission. And Chu Tianxia's system tells Chu Tianxia, long-term continuous main quest 2 abused my true destiny thousands of times. The Prodigal Son versus the Son of Destiny, novice trial, mission description. Please formulate a practical plan to break off the engagement. Before 3 p.m. today, bring Mu Luling, the fiancé of the good-for-nothing son of Destiny Qin Yun, to break off the engagement, requiring at least 80 points of damage to Qin Yun. Completion reward. Open the exclusive treasure house of the Prodigal Son. The endless treasure of heaven. Failure penalty. Kill the host directly. And Chu Tianxia gets very shocked after listening to the system's words, and he says to the system, "Do you have to be so cruel? I am just a prodigal son who has nothing except money. What can I use to fight against the Son of Destiny? Isn't this clearly asking me to die?" Then the system says to Chu Tianxia. Tips 1. Damage value explanation. Effective damage is related to the negative emotions of the chosen one, the damage received, the degree of luck, and whether the cohesion of the lineup is damaged. Anything that the host does to harm the interests of the chosen one can be converted into damage value to the chosen one. The specific manifestations are 20 points, frowning, 40 points, clenching fists, 60 points, confusion, 80 points, vomiting blood in the heart and lungs, 100 points, inner demons abound. Tips 2. Going directly to break off the engagement and humiliate the person will only inspire the fighting spirit of the Child of Destiny, with a maximum effective damage of 20 points. Tips 3. The prodigal's strongest weapon against his destined prince is his prodigal son. If, before sunset, the prodigal son has more than 300,000 spirit coins and receives a qualified lackey, there may be a surprise. Current amount of money lost 0. And Chu Tianxia is very shocked after listening to the system's words, and he is thinking, before sunset, my life is almost gone, how can I have the mood to spend money now? Wait, could it be that there is a novice gift pack hidden in the mission that can turn the disadvantage around? And the condition for activation is to become a spendthrift, and become a lackey. And then Ming Lu wakes Chu Tianxia up from his thoughts and says to him, Master Chu, please don't be silent. You really need to help Luling. Luling's wife was replaced by a concubine, and Qin Yun suspected that she was secretly taking revenge, so he tortured her in different ways. Luling was forced to flee here and do odd jobs, but the Mu family are afraid of the Qin family and broke off relations with Luling. What's even more abominable is that after Qin Yun knew where Luling was hiding, it actually attracted the most lustful 19th Prince Dian Luling to accompany him for drinking. If I hadn't acted in time, Liuling's innocence would have been lost, And after listening to all of Ming Lu's words, now Chu Tianxia is feeling very angry and he is thinking, I have heard about Qin Yun's cruelty, but I didn't expect that the son of destiny would do such scum and beastly things. I originally thought that it was a bit too much to break off the engagement in public and humiliate you, but now it seems you deserve it. And Chu Tianxia is saying angrily, it's not difficult to help you break off the engagement, but Qin Yun is blessed with luck and is the son of destiny. Perhaps it won't take long for him to make a name for himself, to build a career, or even to become the king and dominate the world. Will you still not be willing to draw near to him and share his glory then? And remembering all those things, Mu Luling's eyes are shedding tears, and she is saying while crying, from the moment he asked me to accompany the 19th prince for drinking. He has been my mortal enemy. I hate him, and I hate the identity of Qin Yun's fiancé. Even more. All he wants is a tool, but Luling wants to be a human being. Luling and he have different ideas and cannot work together. Then Chu Tianxia puts his hand on Mu Luling's shoulders, and he is thinking, since she has made up her mind to risk everything, there is no reason for me to back down. Even if there is no such system task, I will still lend her a helping hand. Then Chu Tianxia says to Mu Luling, Luling, I will never go back on my promise to you 3 years ago, but you must know that there is nothing in this world that can be obtained without paying a price. And hearing this, Mu Luling becomes happy, and she says to Chu Tianxia, what does Master Chu want me to do? And Chu Tianxia says to Mu Luling, be my lackey. But both of them get confused after listening to Chu Tianxia, and they are not able to understand what Chu Tianxia said. Then Chu Tianxia takes out something from his pocket and says, perhaps being the lackey of the prodigal son would be a shameful thing in the eyes of others. But I want to tell you, Luling, be my lackey, you must avoid using the word shame. Here, this crystal card is your welcome fee. And Ming Lu gets very happy after seeing the crystal card, and she says to Chu Tianxia, that is the Great Zhou Black Crystal Card, which is exclusively for the royal nobles. Ordinary people are not eligible to use it even if they have money. And looking at the crystal card, Ming Lu is thinking, not to mention that each card can be used for at least 150,000 spirit coins. It is said that even if there is no money in the card, you can use this card to pawn 100,000 spirit coins at a bank. And Mu Luling takes the crystal card and she is thinking, just give me the card so easily? Then Chu Tianxia says to Mu Luling, if you don't refuse, I'll take it as your agreement. Then the monthly salary. In the initial stage, it will be calculated as 200,000 spirit coins. I will provide you with the necessities of life and the resources for cultivation. If you encounter any difficulties or don't have enough money, come to me. You can be given an additional 150,000 spirit coins every month to handle emergency situations. And Mu Luling gets a big shock after hearing what Chu Tianxia says, and she is thinking, huh? This is too much. Then Chu Tianxia gives the beast controlling ring to Mu Luling and says, here, this is my beast controlling ring for the golden cloud inlaid train. You can use it as a means of transportation. A prodigal son would never ride in a car worth less than 1 million spirit coins a second time. Now it belongs to you. And Mu Luling takes the beast controlling ring too, and she is thinking, a car worth nearly 1 million spirit coins, and you gave it to me too? Is this the treatment for a lackey? Which lackey gets this treatment? And Ming Lu says to Mu Luling, the Qin family's offering only amounted to 100,000 spirit coins a year. But Luling made that much in a month. Sister Luling, this is a blessing in disguise. And Chu Tianxia says to Mu Luling, Luling, how many spirit coins would Qin Yun's 1 month's cultivation resources be converted into? So Mu Luling says to Chu Tianxia, my dear, the struggles in the Qin family are complicated, and Qin Yun is just a concubine's son. There were probably about 12,000 of them before, but now that the genius has fallen, there are only about 500 left. And listening to Mu Luling, Chu Tianxia says smilingly, humph, that guy's monthly salary at his peak was only 1/20th of yours. What can he use to compare with you now? Luling, you must not lose face when you go to cancel the engagement, especially you must not embarrass me, Do you understand? And Mu Luling says Luling understands. Then Chu Tianxia turns back and says to Mu Luling, "Hey, it seems you don't understand. You don't even know what is the most important thing about being my female lackey. Remember, the female lackeys under my command must be beautiful and confident. Ming Lu. Before noon, I want to see a brand new Mu Luling." And Ming Lu is carefully looking at the crystal card, and Mu Luling is saying, "Clothes from the golden silk house. The powder that makes you drunk with flowers. Yunshu Pavilion's dressing table. Give me everything you can. You don't have to save money for me. These famous brands are the favorites of the princess of the time. Each item is very expensive. Do I really need to buy all of them?" And Ming Lu says, I somehow feel pitiful for Qin Yun. And Chu Tianxia, after thinking something, says, "No, it's not enough. There must also be 3 beautiful 7th-level treasures of the realm of cultivation as decoration. I want Luling to blind Qin Yun's eyes with one glance. I want him to know that any item he steals from Luling is worth more than him, understand?" And both are surprised to hear Chu Tianxiao's words, and Ming Lu says to Chu Tianxia, "A treasure from the realm of true cultivation? A 7th-level one? 3 more? Just to decorate Luling?" And Mu Luling is thinking, a 7th-level treasure. Many cultivators, in order to improve their cultivation, would spend all their wealth but still not be able to buy one, but Master Chu. And after listening to Ming Lu, Chu Tianxiao gets a little serious. Then he says, "What you guys are saying is, I'm poor?" And hearing Chu Tianxiao's words, Mu Luling gets a little nervous, and she says, "No, sir, we don't mean that." But Chu Tianxia laughs and says, "Ha ha ha, actually I just like speeding money." Then Chu Tianxia turns back and looks at both of them, and says to both of them, "After all, I am a man who can squander millions at the age of 8. And both of them get shocked after listening to Chu Tianxiao's words. Then Chu Tianxia tells both of them, "Don't just stand there. Get started." After this, the scene shifts to Kyoto, Chu family residence. And a servant is saying, "The young master is really a genius. Minuan Pete broken dash." Then we see a man who is doing his cultivation. And his name is Chu He, the cousin of Qin Tianxia, young master of the Chu family in Kyoto. Then the servant says to Chu He, "Congratulations to you for breaking through the peak of Minjilian realm before the coming of age ceremony. No one in the Chu family can match you, and you must be the next head of the family." And Chu He says to the servant, "That may not be the case. After all, since the Chu family was split into 2, in addition to our Kyoto Chu family, there is also the heavenly Jedi Chu family, my second uncle. The prodigal son of his family is also qualified to compete for the heir of the Chu family." And then a pigeon comes flying to Chu He, and that pigeon has a message for Chu He. Then Chu He reads the message. While teaching, he says that prodigal son was so lucky that he actually returned to Heavenly Jedi City. Then the servant says to Chu He, "Your cousin Chu Tianxia? So what if he goes back?" "Young master, you topped the list in the last autumn family's ancestral precept. Those who failed to win in 3 consecutive autumn exams are not eligible to inherit the family business. Chu Tianxia has already given up." And on hearing this, Chu He calms down. Then Chu He asks the servant to leave from here, but the servant stays there. Then Chu He angrily says that, "You leave from here, go away." And hearing this, the servant gets scared and goes away from here. Then Chu He is smiling, remembering some things. Then he moves his hand forward and there is a ring in his hand. And then something purple is coming out of the ring, and Chu He is thinking, of course, if the residual soul of the master in Qin Yun's black ring could make some noise, it would be even better. Then Chu Tianxia would be useless if he didn't die. Humph! Chu Tianxia, I will let you know that everything in the Chu family will be mine. After this, the scene shifts. And we see that some girls are getting Mu Luling ready, and those girls are saying, "These earrings don't match. Inshio, you have such bad taste." And the other girl is saying, "Who picked this hairpin? The colors don't match." Another girl says, "Stop arguing. Have you chosen the treasures for the true realm? Why haven't they been delivered yet?" And Mu Luling is saying while changing clothes, "Is it really? Appropriate to change clothes next to young Master Chu? And Ming Lu says to Mu Luling, don't worry, not to mention that it's just a little bit exposed. Even if you take off all your clothes here, the young master won't reek. And another girl says to both of them, yes, also the young master loved to visit Chingu Tower. He never touched any of the girls. He just chatted and laughed when he came there. Almost all the sisters in the tower have received his kindness. Although the young master is a spendthrift, he is a very good person. Then Ming Lu whispers in Mu Luling's ear, let me tell you a secret. All the girls in the tower are betting on who can take the young master's virginity. And hearing this, Mu Luling gets shocked. Then we see Chu Tianxia, the system screen opens in front of him, and the system is telling Chu Tianxia, current amount of money lost, 675,000 spirit coins. Detected that there is a qualified lackey. Meet the conditions for issuing the novice gift package. Novice gift package issued. And listening to the system, Chu Tianxia is thinking, great. It's just as I expected. Let me see what treasures are in this gift package. And as soon as Chu Tianxia clicks, the system says to Chu Tianxia, congratulations to the host for getting a chance to receive Spiritual Spring Initiation, obtaining a level 1 lackey halo, 100 exchange points, and a dead tree resurrection fruit. And Chu Tianxia gets surprised to hear this, and he is thinking, Spiritual Spring Initiation? Using the money spent to improve your cultivation? There is actually such a reward for completing the wasteful task. Then the system further says Lackey Halo. It can increase the abilities of all the lackeys under the prodigal son. The higher the level, the better the effect. Lackey requirements. Men must have the potential to become a favorite child of heaven. Women's appearance must be rated above 80 points. And Chu Tianxia is thinking, well, it seems that finding Mu Luling as a lackey is already a fluke, and there is no hope of forming an army of lackeys in a short period of time. And the system says to Chu Tianxia, exchange points. It can only be obtained by completing system tasks, and can be used to exchange items in the prodigal son's treasure house, heaven. And Chu Tianxia is thinking, similar to the exchange mall? Unfortunately, the system has not yet enabled this function, so I will ignore it for now. Then the system says, dead fruit resurrection fruit is a rare and magical fruit that can condense or repair the soul. And Chu Tianxia is thinking, my cultivation is only at the first stage, and it is still a long way from condensing my soul. It would be useless if I used it. It's really strange that the novice gift package now gives something like this. Forget it. I'll think about the other things later, and use up the spiritual spring initiation first. Then the system says, current amount of money lost, 675,000 spirit coins. Current remaining spiritual spring initiation opportunities. 1. Do you want to receive the initiation? And Chu Tianxia closes his eyes, and he is thinking, yes. This feeling. Ugh, the power is flowing throughout my body. So comfortable. And a lot of spiritual energy starts going inside Chu Tianxia. And when he releases the spiritual energy, it becomes a blade. And Chu Tianxia is very happy to see this, and he is thinking, spiritual power is released, and the energy turns into a blade. Have I reached the peak of the 4th level of Lianjin? Although Lianjin is a basic realm, practicing it is also very time-consuming. From the 1st level of Lianjin to the peak of the 4th level, ordinary people would need at least several years, and even if they have high aptitude, it would take several months. But I only took 3 breaths. Then the system tells Chu Tianxia, current amount of money lost, 0. And Chu Tianxia is looking at the screen thinking, with 670,000 spirit coins, you can reach the peak of the 4th level of Lianjin. This is so worth it. In other words, as long as the amount of money spent is enough, wouldn't it be possible to get a Qihuen or even Lingile in a matter of minutes? Even though I'm a spendthrift, I can't really empty my hollis before I can earn some money. Unfortunately, the current task is to cancel the engagement, not to upgrade. If the task is not completed, you will still die, although my current cultivation level can compete with Qin Yun. There is no guarantee that I will not fall into the routine of a destiny explosion and counterattack. In addition, Qin Yun not only has Qin Jiajia to take care of him, but what's more troublesome is that there is also a mysterious old grandfather. It is said that Qin Jiaojiao does not have the blood of the Qin family to be able to become the acting head of the family. She must have extraordinary intentions. After Qin Yun lost his cultivation, only Qin Jiaojiao protected him. She must have some plan for Qin Yun's destiny. In this case, the old man with the black ring probably didn't have any good intentions towards Qin Yun, a dead tree resurrection fruit. Humph, got it. Then the system tells Chu Tianxia, dead fruit resurrection fruit is a rare and magical fruit that can condense or repair the soul. And then Ming Lu comes to Chu Tianxia, and Ming Lu tells Chu Tianxia, young master, Miss Luling has taken care of everything here. And Chu Tianxia becomes very happy on hearing this. Then when he looks in front, Mu Luling is in front of him, who is looking very beautiful, seeing whom Chu Tianxia also cannot believe that this is Mu Luling. And Mu Luling really looks very beautiful. Then Chu Tianxia goes close to Mu Luling and tells her, it is true that clothes make the man, and gold makes the Buddha. This girl is definitely worthy of being on the beauty list. And listening to Chu Tianxiao's words, Mu Luling starts blushing, and she is talking to Chu Tianxia, well, young Master Chu, let's. Then Chu Tianxia puts his hand on Mu Luling's head, and says to Mu Luling, don't call me young Master Chu anymore, call me young master from now on. So Mu Luling says, yes, young master. Then Chu Tianxia holds Mu Luling's hand, and while taking her with him, he is saying, no matter how high your destiny is, you're still afraid of burning money. Come, let's break off the engagement. After this the scene shifts, and we see a scene outside the city, and some people are talking, and one of the men is saying, the prodigal son of the Chu family brought Mu Luling to the house and said he wanted to cancel the engagement. Then the other man says, haha, with their abilities, how dare they do that? Then we see a scene in the main hall. And an elder is shouting, what? Breaking off the engagement? Asshole. And the elder bangs his teacup on the table, and he is saying to Mu Luling, you really dare to come and break off the engagement. I misjudged you. I thought you were reserved and polite, but I didn't expect you to be so shameless. You even brought the Chu family to back you up. Do you really think that there is no one in our Qin family? And he is, elder of Qin family, Qin Changlin. And Chu Tianxia is drinking tea smiling. Then he says to the elder, I know that your Qin family has a big shot like you, but don't rush to smash the plates and bowls. After all, the victim and the acting head of the family have not spoken yet. And the elder gets very angry after listening to Chu Tianxia. Then he stands up from his place and is releasing his spiritual aura, and he is speaking to Chu Tianxia, you're nothing but a loser. How dare you add insult to injury? And then a lady comes to that place, and that lady silences the elder. And the elder is very surprised to see that lady. Then that lady says to the elder, Elder Qin, visitors are guests, and this lady is, acting head of Qin family, Qin Jiaojiao. Then Qin Jiaojiao says to Mu Luling, this sister Luling, it turns out that she has found a noble man. Look at this outfit, there are 3 real-life treasures. The Chu family is really rich and powerful. And Mu Luling is listening to Qin Jiaojiao's words silently. Then Qin Jiaojiao is looking at a man, and she is saying, no wonder he looks down on our Qin family. Then we see a man, who is sitting comfortably at his place. And he is, prodigy of Qin family, Qin Yun, and Qin Yun is staring at Chu Tianxia. Then Qin Jiaojiao says to Chu Tianxia, speaking of divorce, the important matter of marriage has always been decided by parents and matchmakers. The head is far away in Kyoto now. Although I am the acting head, I am not qualified to make the decision. It is better to wait for the head. Then Chu Tianxia, picking up the cup of tea, says, I think you all misunderstood. I am not here to ask for your opinions today, but to inform you. And Chu Tianxia shows them the marriage certificate, and it is written in it, the 2 families are united in marriage, and the marriage is eternal. They are matched with the same name. Look at the peach blossoms on this day, which are bright and suitable for the family. I predict that he will have a prosperous family, and a long life. I respectfully write this promise to you to be together until old age on this red paper. I will record the Ode of Red Leaves in the love genealogy. Then Chu Tianxia tears the marriage certificate, and he says, "This marriage certificate is like Qin Yun. Invalidated," and tears the marriage certificate into pieces and throws it in the air. And Mu Luling gets shocked seeing this, and Qin Yun gets very angry, and he breaks the teacup. And Qin Jiaojiao is saying to Chu Tianxia, "Yoling Master Chu is too overbearing." And now the elder, Chu Tianxia is very angry with Qin Yun, and he is releasing his power and saying, "No need to take action on behalf of the head. I will teach this loser a lesson." And Chu Tianxia looks at Qin Yun. While watching he is thinking, "Qin Yun, why don't you take action? I wonder how long you can endure this?" And Qin Yun's head is bowed down, and Chu Tianxia is saying to Qin Yun, "Humph, why are you in such a hurry? Where have we gotten to now?" Then Chu Tianxia calls someone and says, "Wang Wu, please bring Zhao Lu in." And we see that two people have come to that place, and they have brought a box with them. And the first one of them, the man, is saying, "Young master, they are all here." And the elder is saying in a very surprised tone, "This Qin Yun was too dazzling back then. Is this the betrothal gift that the Mu family gave to Mu Luling in order to marry her into our Qin family?" And we see that there are a lot of gold coins in that box, and Chu Tianxia is saying to them, "Although it has no value to me, since you want to cancel the engagement, these things must be returned together. Carry away." And both servants say, "Yes, young master." Then Qin Jiaojiao says to the elder, "This is too much. Elder Qin, stop them." And elder gets ready to attack Chu Tianxia. And he has prepared a spiritual power attack in his hands, and while attacking both of them, he is saying, "I'm here. Who of you dares?" And then both the servants are staring at the elder. They are watching, and as soon as the elder attacks both of them, the elder's attack stops beforehand. And seeing this, the elder is very surprised, and the first servant is smiling and thinking, "Upper realm of Mingyuan?" And both the servants say while leaving, "Step aside." And Chu Tianxia laughs and says, "What? You don't dare to stop me?" "That's right. After all, my two employees are both Mingyuan realm, and their monthly salary is higher than Qin Yun's annual salary. And all of the masters of your Chu family have followed the head of the family, Qin Liang, to Kyoto, right?" And after listening to Chu Tianxia, Qin Jiaojiao gets very angry, and she is thinking, the marriage certificate was torn up in front of her. The betrothal gifts were forcibly taken away. This cancellation of the engagement was too ruthless. Chu Tianxia, although I can't fight your Chu family head on now, there is still a long way to go. Just wait, and see how I deal with you. Then Chu Tianxia says to Mu Luling, "Luling, since the engagement has been called off, and the Qin family is all cowards now, there's nothing fun to do here, so let's go back." And Mu Luling replies, "Yes, young master." And Chu Tianxia is taking Mu Luling away from this place holding her hand. But then Qin Yun stands up, and while releasing his aura asks both of them to stop, and Chu Tianxia smilingly says, "Very good." Qin Yun finally couldn't help it. And then Qin Yun grabs Mu Luling's clothes, and shouts at her, "Mu Luling! You slut! You are not even worthy of carrying my shoes! What qualifications do you have to wear a treasure? You are showing off in front of me?" And after listening to Qin Yun, Mu Luling is thinking, "Mu Luling, you have some potential. Don't be afraid of him. Young master has helped you to this point, you must not embarrass the young master." Then Mu Luling shakes her hand and says to Qin Yun, "Let go. Trash. You don't deserve it." And Qin Yun gets very shocked after listening to Mu Luling's words. And Chu Tianxia smilingly says to Mu Luling, "Well said, trash really doesn't deserve it." And Qin Yun is getting very angry, and he is saying, "Bitch! I will pay you back 100-fold for the humiliation you inflicted on me today. And you, Chu Tianxia, I will remember you." And Chu Tianxia smilingly says to Qin Yun, "So what if you remember?" At the same time, Chu Tianxia is thinking, "Very good." The ring lights up, which means the old man is awake too. Then Qin Yun says to Chu Tianxia, "The reason why you dare to come to my house and bully me today is simply because you rely on your prominent family background. If I were still the generalist I was 3 years ago, Or even better, would you still dare to come? But Chu Tianxia is smiling after listening to Qin Yun's words, and he is thinking, very good, keep your anger going. And Chu Tianxia says to Qin Yun, it's useless to talk like that. You know you are not the same person you were 3 years ago. And now Qin Yun is very angry, and he has taken out his spiritual dragon, and he is saying, yes. Today, I am very weak. I accept the loss. But I want to give you a piece of advice. 30 years in the East. 30 years in the West. Don't bully the poor young people. And now seeing this action of Qin Yun, Qin Jiaojiao is getting very happy, and she is thinking, this aura. It's like returning to 3 years ago, that indomitable boy with destiny. And the elder is also getting very happy, and he is thinking this is more powerful than 3 years ago. God bless our Qin family. And Qin Jiaojiao is bearing the pressure of Qin Yun's aura with great difficulty, and she is thinking, ugh. Hold on. Don't let yourself be shocked and fall down. And Chu Tianxia is also a little surprised to see Qin Yun's aura, and he is thinking, is this destined manpower? After 3 years of wasting time, he can still develop such a domineering aura? Great. It's time to use the big move. But Chu Tianxia smilingly shows something to Qin Yun and says to him, since you said, don't look down on the poor young people, then I will give you a chance to prove yourself today. This treasure is for you. TSK, come and get it. And as soon as Qin Yun sees that fruit, he gets very shocked, and he says, dead tree resurrection fruit? Among all the spiritual medicines for repairing the soul, the most effective one is the dead tree resurrection fruit? At the same time Qin Yun is thinking, this is a priceless treasure. Not to mention that I can't afford it in my entire life. Even if I can buy it, it is extremely rare on the market, and it is impossible to get it. But he just took it out and said he wanted to give it to me? And then an evil old man in Qin Yun's mind says, a dead tree resurrected fruit. Ha! God is really helping me. Yun boy, hurry up. Take it. With it, I can soar to the sky. You can also return to the peak of destiny. And the old man is becoming very happy. And Chu Tianxia is smilingly thinking, Qin Yun, if he follows the script, he will definitely refuse to accept the villain's treasure and show off his heroic spirit in front of Qin Jiaojiao, and Qin Jiaojiao will devote herself to your cool story that night. Unfortunately, I have changed the script now. The villain has offered an irresistible price. I wonder how you will respond? Then Chu Tianxia says to Qin Yun, now that we know each other, don't just stand there. Let's get started. And Qin Yun is surprised to hear Chu Tianxia's words, and he is saying, start? Start. What? Then Chu Tianxia puts the fruit in front of Qin Yun, and says to him, start proving it. Didn't you said? Don't bully the poor young people. According to your logic, you will definitely not be poor in the future. In that case, destroy this dead tree resurrection fruit now and show me. And Qin Yun is very shocked to hear Chu Tianxia's words. He is not able to understand anything. But the old man is saying to Qin Yun, don't listen to that bastard's nonsense. Hurry up and collect the fruit. Quick dash! But Qin Yun is not able to understand what he should do now. Then Chu Tianxia again says to Qin Yun, what? You can't bear to destroy it? Isn't it? Don't bully the poor young people. Don't you think you will definitely be successful in the future? If you have a bright future, why do you care about this? Humph, what is this? Don't bully the poor young people. That's just bullshit. And Qin Yun is very confused and he is thinking, as long as I eat this fruit, I can immediately return to the peak of my destiny. No! How can I, Qin Yun, a man of honor, be humiliated by this prodigal son? Just destroy this fruit. But the old man is saying to Qin Yun, Yun boy, what are you still hesitating about? A real man can bend and stretch. This little humiliation is nothing. As long as I recover my spirit and soul, I will teach you 2 moves. Don't say that killing him is like killing a dog. Even if it is the Chu family. And then Qin Yun gets very angry and says to the old man, shut up. Old man. You're not the one who suffered this great humiliation. Of course you don't care. But where is my dignity? Where is my pride? If I accept this charity, what am I? Is this a joke? But the old man is saying to Qin Yun, bastard. You are a jerk. This is going to turn the world upside down. I order you to. And Qin Yun is having a severe headache after listening to the old man's words, and he is saying to the old man, stop making noise. And seeing Qin Yun's condition, Mu Luling gets confused, and she is thinking, Qin Yun, who was so powerful just now, was defeated in an instant. The young master is really good at tricks. And Chu Tianxia is smiling. But now he is feeling bored. Then he drops the fruit on the ground, and says to Qin Yun, since you don't dare, I'll do it. And as soon as Qin Yun sees that Chu Tianxia has dropped the fruit, he moves his hand forward to catch that fruit. But then Chu Tianxia presses that fruit under his feet, and smilingly he says to Qin Yun, look carefully. What you are struggling for, I have it here, not worth mentioning at all. And Chu Tianxia crushes that fruit with his feet. And seeing this, Qin Yun gets very shocked, and a lot of blood starts coming out of his mouth, and his condition becomes very bad. It seems that Qin Yun has become a zombie. And Qin Jiaojiao is saying, looking at Qin Yun, brother, don't be like this. And Chu Tianxia is smiling and thinking, very good. Qin Jiaojiao's expression just now was disappointing. Humph, luckily I didn't take the dead tree resurrection fruit myself and fight Qin Yun head on. Instead, I used it to alienate them. Otherwise, Qin Yun has a destiny on his side, and the Qin family is united against the outside world. Even if they manage to defeat Qin Yun by chance, he will definitely escape at the critical moment. At that time, he could just jump off a cliff to pick up a treasure, find a treasure land and peek at a girl taking a bath, practice randomly for a while, and when he appears again, he can break through 7 or 8 levels. And now, Grandpa is alienated, Qin Jiaojiao is disappointed, and Qin Yun is plagued by demons. What could be more damaging to destiny than this? Wait. There is one more ultimate humiliation. And Chu Tianxia, looking at Mu Luling, says to her, Luling, you can now pay back the humiliation you suffered before. Then Mu Luling says to Chu Tianxia, yes, Luling, thank you very much, young master. Then Mu Luling grabs Qin Yun's collar and says to him, Qin Yun, when you turned me from a wife into a concubine, did you ever think this day would come? And now Mu Luling starts slapping Qin Yun a lot, and is saying to him, when you stabbed me with needles and splashed me with oil, did you ever think that this day would come? When you gave me to the 9th prince, did you ever think this day would come? Qin Yun looks like he has gone into a coma due to the shock. And then Qin Jiaojiao asks Mu Luling to stop. Then she goes to Qin Yun and says, don't worry, little brother, your sister is here. And Qin Jiaojiao is thinking, how could a young man who was once destined to be defeated like this? And then the system says to Chu Tianxia, the collision of ice and fire, don't bully the poor young people, mission progress. The inner demon of the son of destiny has grown, the grandfather is alienated, and the queen is disappointed. The cohesion of the destiny lineup has dropped by 2 levels, and the luck has dropped by 1 level. Comprehensively evaluated, the host successfully caused 150 points of damage to the loser's son of destiny Qin Yun. Mission reward, 1 golden chance to win a prize. 1 chance for spiritual spring initiation. Get 500 exchange points. Endless treasure of heaven, authorization is 100% unlocked. 7% off all exchange prices. Hidden items unlocked 5%. Mission evaluation. The host noticed and avoided the murder behind the scenes, and successfully defeated the Prince Charming by spending money. He is worthy of the title of the world's #1 soldier. And Chu Tianxia is very happy to hear this from the system, and he says that my work is done here. Then Qin Jiaojiao says to Chu Tianxia, young Master Chu is really generous. A dead tree resurrection fruit that is not in the market, stepped on, it really opened Jiaojiao's eyes. Humph, humiliating others at such a high cost must be flin beforehand but regretful afterwards. And Chu Tianxia says to both of them, oh, you guys think it's rare because you're poor. I have plenty of this kind of stuff, I just step on it for fun. And now Qin Yun gets very angry after listening to Chu Tianxia. And he directly goes ahead to attack Chu Tianxia, and he is saying that I will kill you. But then we see that Mu Luling comes in front of Chu Tianxia, and she shows her sword to Qin Yun, due to which Qin Yun stops, and he says, "Bitch. What do you want to do?" At the same time Qin Yun is very surprised and he is thinking, how is it possible? Her sword-drawing speed is so much faster than before. Could it be that this bitch has practiced hard? And Chu Tianxia is smiling and thinking, with the blessing of the lackey halo, Lily Ling's cultivation has also improved a lot. Then Mu Luling says to Qin Yun, let's make a bet. In March, during the autumn exam, we'll have a showdown. If I lose, I will kowtow to you and apologize, and I will destroy myself. Give me the black ring on your hand. Do you dare to take a gamble? And after listening to Mu Luling, Qin Yun is getting very angry, and an evil aura is coming out from inside him, and he is saying to Mu Luling, "Bitch! You are so arrogant because you think I am totally useless. 3 months later, I will return today's humiliation 100-fold. And seeing Qin Yun's condition, Qin Xiaojiao thinks, Yunner, forget it, he was insulted after all, so he behaved like this. This kind of behavior is also... Well, just let him do what he wants. Then Qin Xiaojiao says to Mu Luling, well then? Since you are so upset, just bet. And now Mu Luling and Chu Tianxia start leaving from here, and Mu Luling says to Chu Tianxia, young master, let's go. And while leaving, Chu Tianxia thinks, Luling, this silly girl, is she doing this to help me recover my losses? Although she had the halo of a lackey, she was afraid that she had completely underestimated the difficulty of fighting against the Son of Destiny. And then the system says to Chu Tianxia, long-term continuous main mission. I abused my true destiny thousands of times. The Prodigal Son versus the Son of Destiny. Mission 2. The man who protects his own shortcomings and the Prodigal Son reverses the March Agreement. Mission description. In the autumn test, help Mu Luling defeat his destined love Qin Yun head-on. During the competition, the host is not allowed to take action. Completion reward? Penalty for failure, directly kill the host. Tip 1. According to the normal calculation, 3 months later, Mu Luling and host can only reach the 9th level of Lianjin, while Qin Yun will reach the peak of Mingyuan, and the difference between the two is 9 small realms. Tip 2. No one can cross the border and defeat the Prince of Fortune, unless the prodigal is the prodigal's strongest weapon. Tip 3. In view of the great difficulty of this mission, the system has issued an auxiliary side quest, which the host can take on without any effort. And Chu Tianxia is thinking, Luling was able to reach the 9th level of the Lianjin in just 3 months, which was already considered a genius. I didn't expect Qin Yun to be so amazing. The useless guy is indeed the vanguard of the true prince, and I have screwed him over so badly. It can actually make a strong counterattack. If this is the original version, it would be beyond the sky. Then Mu Luling says to Chu Tianxia, young master, what's wrong with you? So Chu Tianxia says, Luling, if I tell you, by the time of the great autumn examination, Qin Yun will soar to the sky and be promoted to the peak of Minjilian. Are you afraid? So Mu Luling says, although it sounds unbelievable, Luling is not afraid. Because the young master taught me a truth today. The more I fear him, the more I will be trampled under his feet forever. And Chu Tianxia is saying, yes, Luling is right. We are not afraid of him. As long as I am here, young master, I will make you win no matter what. Then the system says to Chu Tianxia, in view of the great difficulty of this task, the system will release an auxiliary side mission, and the host of this side mission can choose to take over. Auxiliary side mission, comprehensive suppression and seize opportunities. Mission description, suppress the useless Qin Yun in advance, so that he can only reach the middle of Mingyun in 3 months. Completion reward? Failure penalty, deduct 1 million from the amount of money lost. If the amount is sufficient, the host will be killed. Current amount of money lost 0. Tip 1. Grandpa's credibility is related to the absorption of equipment. If you can completely suppress the Qin family's related industries and cut off their resources, it will be very effective. Tip 2. The upcoming autumn night banquet will be a great stage for the Prince of Fortune to perform. If you can outshine the others at the autumn night banquet, you will be pleasantly surprised. And listening to the system, Chu Tianxia is thinking, these two hints are clearly the beginning and first flight of the common routines of destiny. During these two stages, the momentum of destiny is the strongest. Once it is suppressed, it will definitely have a profound impact on his subsequent development. Especially the first flight of Autumn Night Banquet. Not only the dignitaries gathered, but also the princes and princesses were in charge. This is directly related to the seed selection for the autumn exam. It has always been a battleground for young talents. The top scorers of the grand autumn examinations in every dynasty were also the best performers at the autumn night banquet. At that time, Qin Yun will show his skills at the autumn night banquet, inspire the aura of kingship, and attract the attention of the powerful and the dignitaries. What's worse, the prince gave away money and power. The princess gave away resources. Then Chu Tianxia holds Mu Luling's hand, and is taking her with him very fast, and he is saying, "Let's go. Luling, come back home with me." And listening to Chu Tianxiao's words, Mu Luling gets shocked, and Chu Tianxia is saying to Mu Luling, "Yes. If you want to lose money, go home first." After a while, we hear some people talking, and they are saying, "What the hell, hasn't there been any news about that prodigal son for 3 years? I thought he had died out there." "Huh! Don't talk nonsense. He's the young master of the Purple Robe Marquis family. If you keep gossiping, you're going to kill yourself." "So what? Isn't that little bastard a loser with no future?" And Chu Tianxia is at his home. He would have reached near the gate. And looking at Chu Tianxia, a man is saying that he goes to a brothel and 2 other books, one to serve you and the other to please your eyes. It's amazing that he could come up with this way of playing. And the second man says, "I don't know how many years it will take for the Purple Robe Marquis's great fortune to be ruined by that kid." Ehe. And as soon as Chu Tianxia goes inside his house, Chu Tianxia seeing this, all his servants get very surprised and they start saying, "Young master? Young master is back. Go and tell the madam, the young master is back. Madam, the young master is back." And as soon as Chu Tianxiao's mother hears this, she starts running towards Chu Tianxia, and his servants are telling Chu Tianxiao's mother to walk slowly. And Chu Tianxiao's mother's name Chu is a fan. And as soon as Chu Tianxiao's mother sees Chu Tianxia, she hugs him and says to him, "It's been 3 years. You finally came back to see me." And Chu Tianxia is saying to his mother, "Mom, I am already a grown-up in public, you." And after listening to Chu Tianxia, his mother controls herself and wipes her tears from her eyes. While asking Chu Tianxia, she says, "Wu? So fierce, little Xiao has grown up and dislikes her mother, Wu." And Chu Tianxia says to his mother, "Mom, can you please stop pretending to be an 18-year-old girl? There are so many people watching. Besides, I have something important to discuss with you this time. Can we talk while we walk?" And her mother tells Chu Tianxia, Okay, I will listen to little Xiao." But then Chu Tianxiao's mother notices something when she sees Mu Luling and says, "Huh? Wait, isn't this the daughter of the Mu family? Why is she following you?" Then Mu Luling greets Chu Tianxiao's mother, and she says, "Greeting, madam." Luling had already severed ties with the Mu family because of her engagement with the Qin family. Fortunately, the young master has shown his love for me and just helped me break off the engagement. Luling now only wants to follow the young master wholeheartedly. And then Chu Tianxiao's mother starts looking at Chu Tianxia. Then Chu Tianxia asks his mother, "Mom, why are you looking at me like that?" Then Chu Tianxiao's mother says, "Hey, oh little Xiao, don't be nervous. At this time, I won't say anything cliché-like. Big butts are good for giving birth. Don't you know who your mother is? Well, your breasts are big enough, so your little grandson won't be hungry." And after listening to Chu Tianxiao's mother, Mu Luling is not able to understand what to say. And Chu Tianxiao's mother further says, "It's all good news. Don't just stand there, let's talk while we walk. My poor Xiao has lost weight. He must have suffered a lot in the past 3 years, right? These crystal cards are some pocket money that your mother saved for you. As a mother, I know your temper, So I specially divided your money into several crystal cards, so that it is convenient for you to throw money in people's faces when you spend it. How about it? Am I not a caring mother? Then Chu Tianxia says to his mother, Thank you so much. Please tell me the total amount. So his mother says, It's not much, just 1.2 million spirit coins. Little Xiao will use it for 2 days first. When it's all gone, mother will give you more. And as soon as all the servants hear his mother's words, they all get very shocked, and they are thinking, I finally know how the young master became a prodigal son. 1.2 million. A sum of money I will never see in my lifetime. You call it pocket money? With these spirit coins, even a pig can become a monk. Using a credit card to slap someone in the face? Is squandering money something to be proud of? God is so unfair. Why don't I have a mother like this? Then Chu Tianxia is looking at the crystal card and saying, Oh, it's not much indeed, but if I save a little, it should be enough. But Mom, I want to go big this time, and this little money might be gone tomorrow, so you have to be mentally prepared. And as soon as all the servants hear Chu Tianxia's words, they all get very shocked, and a lot of blood starts coming out of their mouths, and they are thinking, what does it mean to save money and squander money? Save some. It will be gone tomorrow? Mom, I don't want to live anymore. Then Chu Tianxiao's mother asked Chu Tianxia, Oh, is little Xiao going to do something big? You are really worthy of being little Xiao, so amazing, you can spend plenty of likes. And we see that all the servants faint after hearing Chu Tianxiao's words. Then Chu Tianxia smilingly tells his mother, Yes, mother, I plan to play a game of coin toss and grab a piece of land. Then Chu Tianxiao's mother smilingly says, Great. Little Xiao. Mom hasn't played for a long time. This part starts, and we see Chu Tianxia following his mother. And Chu Tianxia is talking to his mother, Mom, why are you the only one at home this time? Where is Dad? So his mother says, Oh, your father went to Kyoto, and he probably won't be back for a month or so. And hearing this, Chu Tianxia says to his mother, Now is not the time for court meetings, and my father has gone to Kyoto. Perhaps those old guys in the Chu family are causing trouble again? So his mother says to Chu Tianxia, Oh, isn't it just a rumor that you're going to the Qin family to break off the engagement? It's no big deal, your dad can handle it. But it's funny, we just heard the rumor that you were going to break off the engagement, but we didn't expect that you had already broken off the engagement. In other words, the break-off came first, and the rumor came later, this is really. Then Chu Tianxia laughingly says to his mother, Haha, this is really the enemy's determination to destroy me. Fortunately, I acted early, making the other party's rumor attack become a laughing stock. Humph, Chu He must be so angry that his nose should be crooked now, and Chu Tianxia is imagining while saying this. Then his mother says, Little Xiao did a great job. But the way she thinks is not cute at all. Didn't you say you wanted to play coin tossing with me? Come on. I can't wait. Xiao Cui, go get the map of Heavenly Jedi City. And Chu Tianxiao's mother's servant brings the map and spreads it. And Mu Luling is very shocked to see the map, and she is thinking, this map? So detailed. Industries, land, sects and schools are all on it, but what do the dense circles and crosses on it mean? What does it mean to toss a coin to determine the location? Then Chu Tianxiao's mother takes a gold coin in her hand and throws it on the coin, which stops after rotating on a territory. But Chu Tianxiao's mother gets a little disappointed, and she is saying, how come it's thrown onto our territory again? And Chu Tianxia is saying to his mother, Mom, you're always like this when you play, you're so unlucky. If we depend on you, how can we buy new land? And Mu Luling is very shocked, and she is thinking, so tossing a coin to determine a location means you have to buy the land wherever the spirit coin lands? It turns out that these circles and crosses are all the Chu family's assets? Oh my God! I finally understand where the young master got the confidence to ruin the family. Then Chu Tianxia holds the gold coin in his hand. Then he says to Mu Luling, Luling, it's your turn. And Mu Luling gets a little nervous after listening to Chu Tianxia, and she nervously says to Chu Tianxia, Me? No, young master, this matter is of great importance. Luling dare not. At the same time Mu Luling is thinking, a piece of land on the map the size of a spirit coin would cost at least 100,000. I am just a lackey. But Chu Tianxia gives a gold coin to Mu Luling and tells her, this is an order. And Chu Tianxia's mother is also cheering up Mu Luling and saying to her, yes, Ling girl, you are one of us now. Little Xiao asked you to come, so just give it a try. It's fun. And now Mu Luling agrees. Then Mu Luling throws the gold coin on the drunkard while spinning it, while saying, since the young master has given the order then, Luling will dare to do it. And the gold coin stops on a territory while spinning, and Mu Luling is saying, young master, this area seems to be all wasteland? How about we start over? And Chu Tianxia happily puts his hand on that territory, and he is saying, humph. What we want is wasteland. The spirit coin is turning too slowly. I might as well just buy everything that is covered by my palm. And Mu Luling gets very shocked after listening to Chu Tianxia's words, and she is thinking, oh my god. This slap from the young master is equivalent to expanding the area of the land to be purchased several times. At least 1 acre. If this were an ordinary piece of land, it would not be a big deal, but it is a rare and precious wasteland. Then the narrator tells us, the so-called wasteland is the place that is recognized as the place where the spiritual energy of heaven and earth gathers the most. Because it is mostly filled with violent spiritual energy, no grass grows there all year round, and it looks like a desolate place, like a divine object hiding itself in obscurity. It is an excellent place to refine various elixirs, talismans, and treasures, especially refining tools. Generally speaking, small wasteland is not worth much, but the larger the wasteland, the more valuable it is. It is not uncommon for the size of wasteland to cause the land price to double. Then Mu Luling says to Chu Tianxia, young master, I'm afraid that you can't negotiate this piece of wasteland without 1,000,000 spirit coins. But Chu Tianxia laughingly tells Mu Luling, ha ha ha, that's why I told Mom that little pocket money will be gone today. And Chu Tianxia's mother is saying, well, little Xiao is awesome. But why did you buy such a large piece of wasteland? As a mother, I remember that little Xiao didn't seem to have much interest in refining treasures. And Chu Tianxia says to his mother, but it to make jewelry. Look, mother, with such a large piece of land and such a large scale, you can definitely make a lot of fine jewelry, right? When it come out, every girl in Heavenly Jedi will get one. No matter who the girl is, big or small, I will give a pair to everyone I see. How wonderful! And after listening to Chu Tianxia's words, all the servants' mouths start bleeding, because Chu Tianxia's words are very shocking for them, and they are thinking, 1,000,000 spirit coins, to circle a huge wasteland, not to make treasures, talismans, or elixirs, but only to make jewelry. Refining jewelry. I naively thought that the 1,000,000 spirit coins pocket money I just experienced was the peak of my spending. And the female servants are also very shocked, and both of them are thinking, we are considered to be people who have seen big scenes of squandering money, especially the coin-tossing game. But this is the first time I've seen this scene, right? And Chu Tianxia's mother is very happy with his words, and she is saying, wow. Does little Xiao mean to give me jewelry? This is so thoughtful. And Chu Tianxia is saying to his mother, Mom, don't do this. Then Chu Tianxia's mother says, but it seems that the Qin family has been discussing this piece of wasteland. And hearing this, Chu Tianxia says, humph. Really? Then I have to take it down. And then the system says to Chu Tianxia, the grandpa's inheritance is related to the absorption of equipment. If the Qin family's related industries can be completely suppressed and their resources can be cut off, it will have a miraculous effect. And listening to the system, Chu Tianxia is smiling, and at the same time he is thinking, according to the system prompts, it is just as I guessed. For Qin Yun's cultivation, the Qin family will definitely buy wasteland everywhere to refine artifacts. Therefore, as long as I am willing to spend a lot of money to compete with them for the wasteland resources, I can severely suppress Qin Yun. Then Chu Tianxia's mother says to Chu Tianxia, I understand what little Xiao means, but I heard that the Qin family has already paid the deposit and the land deed is about to be handed over. if we intervene now, can we get it? Then I will listen to little Xiao. As for the candidates for the negotiations, your father has transferred many capable people away this time. Now there is only one steward, Chiu, left in the mansion. Although this person is not outstanding in ability, he is still. And after listening to his mother, Chu Tianxia is saying, Mom, don't worry about it. Isn't the best candidate right here? And hearing this, her mother becomes happy, and she is saying, Luling? Ha ha ha, sure. If little Xiao says it's okay, then it must be okay. Then Chu Tianxia says to Mu Luling, Luling, then I'll leave this matter to you. And Mu Luling says to Chu Tianxia, yes. Young master. Luling will do it immediately. And Chu Tianxia gives a book to Mu Luling and says, wait, Luling, take this book with you to entertain yourself on the road. And when Mu Luling opens that book and looks at it, she gets very surprised. After this the scene shifts. And we see Qin Yun, who is practicing, and Qin Jiaojiao is saying to him, congratulations, Yuner. In just a few sticks of incense, you have returned to the peak of the second level of the Lianjun. And Qin Yun pretends and says, Humph, just a trial run. Sister, I have recovered my genius, and returning to the second level of Lianjun is a natural thing. If you want to congratulate me, please wait until I reach the Mingyuan realm. And Qin Jiaojiao becomes happy after listening to Qin Yun, and she is saying, oh? So you really have the confidence to return to Minjilian within 3 months? And Qin Yun says with an evil look, it was unlikely, but this is all thanks to that slut. If she hadn't come to break off the engagement, and force me to be upset, I would never have the fighting spirit, and will I have now? Thanks to him, I will return to Minjilian within 3 months. In addition, there are more opportunities to refine treasures and elixirs in the wasteland. And that lowly slave. Haha, she has only reached the 5th level after more than 10 years, which is really mediocre. Even if she worked very hard in the past 3 months, she could only be at the 7th or 8th level of Lianjun at best. How could she fight against me? 3 months. 3 months at most. I will be able to avenge this great humiliation. I want that lowly maid to never stand up again. And that prodigal son. One day, when I, Qin Yun, take off, I will kill his entire family. And after listening to Qin Yun's words, Qin Jiaojiao is thinking, although returning to Minjilin realm in March is not in line with common sense, looking at Yuner's current momentum and speed of advancement, it is definitely not impossible. Thinking about it this way, it is true that he is carrying the destiny. I should try my best to help him. Then Qin Jiaojiao says to Qin Yun, well, sister naturally believes that Yuner is a natural talent. Mu Luling after March is just a stepping stone for you. And Qin Yun says to Qin Jiaojiao, of course, in order to get promoted in the past 3 months, I also needed my sister to help me with the wasteland. And then a servant comes to that place, who is very nervous. And he has something in his hand, and he is saying to Qin Jiaojiao, acting head, it's bad. The Chu family has set their sights on the wasteland we are discussing. And when both of them listen to that servant, they both get very shocked. On the other hand, we see Chu Tianxia, who is getting very happy seeing the drugs, and he is also thinking, Qin Yun, you want to buy wasteland to refine superior treasures and elixirs. You wish. Look how I use the money. To cut off the source of the trouble. On the other hand, the servant is telling Mr. Dai, it is this piece of wasteland that the Chu family wants to seize. And Qin Yun is getting very angry, and he is saying angrily, damn it! It has to be this piece in the middle. The important wasteland we want to connect the wastelands on both sides. Without it, we won't be able to connect the wasteland into a large area. It will be difficult to refine the treasure of Mingyuan realm and the second-grade superior elixir. Then Qin Jiaojiao says, alas, not only that, this wasteland is also the most critical part of the mission that the master gave me before he left. If this matter fails, my position as the so-called acting head of the family will probably be over. And Qin Yun is saying, who would have thought that the prodigal son's methods were so sophisticated and ruthless? And Qin Jiaojiao says, logically speaking, that prodigal son would only be a spendthrift and would not have thought of such a brilliant method. John Yun, do you know who the Chu family is and why they want to seize this land? Then the servant says, this is exactly the place that Chu Tianxia wants to rob. It is said that he happened to hit this piece of land when he was playing coin tossing, so he suddenly wanted to buy it to make jewelry. And Qin Yun is happy, saying, tossing a coin to determine the location? Isn't that random? Refining jewelry? That's ridiculous. Humph, what a crap trick. It turns out to be just a game that ruins the family, just a coincidence. Then Qin Yun laughs and says, hee hee. If it wasn't intentional, the threat to us would be much smaller. The Yi family has already promised to sell these 3 pieces of wasteland to us, and the deposit has been paid. If the contract is breached, the Yi family will not only have to pay liquidated damages, but will also completely offend the Qin family. It's not worth it. And Qin Yun says to Qin Jiao, humph, what my sister said is right. Even if the prodigal son spends money to shake the Yi family, at most we can just add a little more premium. As long as the Yi family knows how to weigh the pros and cons, they will definitely stop when they see the benefits. And Qin Jiao says to the servant, John Yun, do you know who the Chu family sent to negotiate? So the servant says, it's Mu Luling. And as soon as Qin Yun hears Mu Luling's name, he starts laughing loudly, and while laughing he says, that bitch went to negotiate? This is a huge joke. She knows nothing about negotiating business. And Qin Jiao says, well, indeed, if I had known earlier, I wouldn't have to worry about it. After this the scene shifts. And we see a man, and this man is Chu family's steward, Chiu Ming. And Chiu Ming comes to Chu Tianxia, and he is thinking, damn it, I have always been the one to negotiate the Chu family's business affairs, so that I can make some money, but when the prodigal son came back, he actually gave up on me and sent a lackey to negotiate a multi-million spirit coin? It's ridiculous. Humph, this piece of land, the Qin family took the initiative. I might not be able to take it easy, let alone a yellow-haired girl. I want to see how that prodigal son will lower himself to beg me when she returns with failure. Then Chiu Ming shows the list to Qin Yun and says, young master, this is the list of the 20 weapon refiners that you've borrowed from madam. Please take a look. But Chu Tianxia says to Chiu Ming, well, this is a matter of great importance to my family. I have to take a closer look at who they are. And after listening to Chu Tianxia, Chiu Ming is thinking, pretend, just pretend as much as you want. Why do you need to borrow a weapon refiner? I don't think you can even buy land later. How can you save face? And then Mu Luling comes to this place. And Mu Luling comes here and greets Chiu Ming. Then she says, this is the housekeeper Chiu from the mansion, right? Luling has heard of you for a long time. And Chiu Ming, looking at Mu Luling, says, humph, you don't deserve this admiration. After all, the young master dared to entrust you with 1 million spirit coins business, which shows that he values you very much. But I notice that you have neither a storage ring nor a paper contract in your hand. Have you failed to live up to my trust? And Chu Tianxia smilingly says to Mu Luling, Luling, you've been gone for so long, have you settled it? So Mu Luling says, I am glad that I have accomplished the mission. And Chiu Ming laughingly says, haha. How shameless. You have no results at all, yet you still dare to say that you have accomplished your mission? Humph. Could it be that you have fought for the opportunity for me to negotiate again, which means you have fulfilled my mission? But then Chu Tianxia interrupts Chiu Ming and says, it's hot. Luling, please continue. Then Mu Luling starts speaking. As Manager Chiu said, I did not bring back the land deed, but that was because the content of the transaction has changed. Originally, the young master ordered Luling to buy this acre of wasteland, and stated that he would only pay a premium and not bargain. Just as a waste of money, the young master gave 1.5 million spirit coins, and the price Luling initially agreed upon was exactly 1.5 million. And as soon as Chiu Ming listens to Mu Luling's words, he starts laughing loudly and says while laughing, haha. That's it. 1.2 million for this piece of land is already a sky-high price, and you're paying 1.5 million and you don't even have a title deed? Are you still so complacent about this? Today I have finally opened my eyes. Then we see some servants, who are secretly listening to their conversation. And one of the servants is thinking, alas, a little girl, she is definitely unreliable. And the second servant is thinking, how can a prodigal son's lackey be trusted? And the third servant is thinking, negotiated to the lowest price, but still no title deed, it's really funny. Another servant is thinking, the vision of our prodigal young master. He. Then Chu Tianxia says to Chiu Ming, Manager Chiu, please be patient. Luling hasn't finished talking yet. And Chiu Ming is speaking to Mu Luling. Oh, Miss Mu, please continue. If you have any funny jokes, just tell us. And Mu Luling takes out a year, and marks the map with that year, and she is speaking, 1.5 million, in addition to taking over the wasteland ordered by the young master, it also included 2 nearby wastelands. A rough estimate of the total area is 2 acres and 7 tenths. The reason why I didn't take the land deed is because it's a serious matter, and the decision should be made by the young master. The seller, Mr. E, is waiting in the accounting office. If the young master is interested, just let him know and the contract will be presented immediately. Everything is settled, it is not what some people have taken out of context, it is just an intention. And Chiu Ming gets a big shock after listening to all Mu Luling's words, and he says, how is this possible? And Chu Tianxia is very happy after listening to Mu Luling's words. And he shows thumbs up to Mu Luling and says, exceeded the target. Luling, I really didn't make a mistake. I am very satisfied and can sign directly. And Mu Luling says to Chu Tianxia, yes, young master. Luling thanks young master for your trust and cultivation. But then Chiu Ming puts his hand on the map and says, wait. Let's not talk about the fact that the Qin family paid a deposit for the middle piece, but the 2 pieces next to it have already been confirmed to be sold to the Qin family? How could the Yi family be willing to risk breach of contract and offend the Qin family by selling it to us at such a low price? So Mu Luling tells Chiu Ming, this is very simple. Because the Qin family has to pay the bill for 3 months, and we can settle it all at once. And Chiu Ming is saying, even if the Qin family pays in installments, the price doesn't make sense. But Mu Luling is saying to Chiu Ming, originally, the Yi family did not agree. But they couldn't resist me and I did the math for them. The Yi family's businesses include 3 restaurants and 2 iron shops. The restaurant business is average, with a daily profit of no more than 3,000 spirit coins. But if 200,000 is invested immediately to open up at Huanqi Road, the business can at least double. The same goes for iron shops. If you spend millions to buy meteorite iron from the Western Qin Empire, how big is the difference in 3 months between waiting for the payment and investing gradually, and using large amounts of cash and expanding immediately? The former only gained 200,000 spirit coins, while the later gained at least 1.07 million spirit coins. If we take into account the autumn exam, the number will more than double. If it were you, what would you choose? And after listening to all these things from Mu Luling, Chiu Ming starts getting a heart attack, and he says, Puff, who the hell are you? How could the Mu family have someone like you? And Mu Luling said smilingly, as you said, I am just the young master's lackey. And Chu Tianxia is smilingly thinking, few people probably know that Luling has been interested in numerology since she was a child. But due to the suppression of her family, she has never been able to practice it, coupled with the heavenly bead divination I exchanged from the system, she became even more powerful. And then Chu Tianxia raises Mu Luling's hand. Then he says, I declare. From today on, Mu Luling is promoted to the candidate for the chief steward of the Purple Marquis Mansion, and after listening to Chu Tianxiao's words, Chiu Ming gets very angry, and he is thinking, you are just a lackey and a prodigal son. Since you have humiliated me today, don't blame me for returning this humiliation. Then Chu Tianxia is leaving from this place and thinking, it's best to send something like a rat to a snake's nest. On the other hand, we see Qin Yun, who has got the news. And he is getting very angry, and he is saying, how is this possible? How is this possible? That bitch actually did it? She actually dared. And Qin Zhaojiao is saying, Mr. Zhang, are you sure that Mu Luling just made a few calculations and turned the situation around? It's absolutely true. The Yi family has sent people to give a lot of rare treasures to make amends. But we see that Qin Yun is getting very angry. And he throws away all the treasures that he has, and he is saying, who cares about his treasures? I want that wasteland. Wasteland. Without the wasteland, how can I refine weapons? How can I upgrade? How can I shock the heroes at the autumn night banquet? Then Qin Yun takes out his sword and goes ahead saying, Yi Xian and the prodigal son. I, Qin Yun, will kill your entire family. But Qin Jiaojiao says to Qin Yun, Yunner, aren't you tired of saying this kind of thing so often? And on hearing Qin Jiaojiao's words, Qin Yun gets a little confused and he asks Qin Jiaojiao, Sister, what do you mean? And Qin Jiaojiao is thinking, alas, when did the once high-spirited Qin Yun turn into a reckless man who only knows how to shout for war and killing? But it was that prodigal son who was really unexpected this time. Then Qin Jiaojiao says to Qin Yun, Yunner, regarding your inheritance, our family still has a small piece of wasteland that can be used temporarily. And Qin Yun is saying, but that would greatly reduce the time and effect. The most important thing to regain destiny is time. Even if the Mingyuan realm is not a big problem. But what about the Tongxian and Qihun that follow? And after listening to Qin Yun, Qin Jiaojiao is thinking, that's right, Yunner is right, the time of destiny is indeed very important. After all, he suffered such a great loss, I still need to understand him a little bit. But Qin Jiaojiao says to Qin Yun, don't worry, Yunner. Didn't that prodigal son say he wanted to refine jewelry? He would definitely lose money by then. And Qin Yun gets surprised on hearing Qin Jiaojiao's words, and he says, Sister. You mean the Wasteland Guild? And the narrator tells us, the Wasteland Guild is an official organization established by the imperial court to prevent the waste of wasteland among the people. Whenever there is wasteland trading among the people, the Wasteland Guild will come to verify the monthly production and profit minimum. If the requirements are not met within the deadline, the wasteland will be forcibly reclaimed and reauctioned. And Qin Yun is saying happily, my sister is right. With that prodigal son, he will definitely lose a lot of money. In this way, the Wasteland Guild will take back the property for auction, and this wasteland will be ours sooner or later. And Qin Jiaojiao says that's right. However, the Chu family is a large family after all, and there must be many weapon refiners in the house. I'm just afraid that those old guys are giving advice to the prodigal son. And then a man wearing a black robe comes to that place, and he is saying, it seems, you need an ally. And Qin Yun is saying to the man with the black robe, who are you? Then the man wearing the black robe shows his face. And it is Chiu Ming. And they both get very surprised to see Chiu Ming. After this the scene shifts. And we see a man, to whom a bird has come with a message. And the man is saying after seeing the message, Humph, I didn't expect this loser to have such good luck. And this is Chu He, and Chu He is saying, if I had known that he was determined to turn against the Qin family, I wouldn't have had to launch so many rumor campaigns earlier. Now it seems that I have fallen behind. But that's all he can do. While my second uncle and the others haven't arrived in Kyoto yet, I can start the backup plan I prepared earlier. And Chu He's servant says to Chu He, what the master meant was to use the chess pieces that were planted in the palace back then? And Chu He says smilingly, that's right. In addition to the matter of the wasteland, there is also an invitation to the autumn night banquet. As the eldest son, if you don't even have an invitation, do you still have the nerve to compete with me for the position of head of the family? And while leaving this place the servant is saying to Chu He, but master, can you really accomplish anything with just that person? After all, the strength of the heavenly Jedi Chu family should not be underestimated. And Chu He is saying, if it were an ordinary day, it would be difficult to applaud, but who can blame that prodigal son for facing internal and external troubles now? Let's not talk about the housekeeper Chiu, who secretly communicated with the Qin family and corresponded with us. He was so dedicated. Take Qin Jiaojiao for example, there is no way she would stand by and watch her precious brother fall behind. And the servant understands everything Chu He said and says, yes. Young master. I understand. I will do it right away. Then the servant leaves the place. And Chu He is taking out his sword from the sheath, and saying in the air while making puns, "I want to see how you are going to break this chain of killings." On the other side we see Chu Tianxia, who sneezes. And he is saying, "Humph, this sneeze must be from Qin Yun, or that guy Chu He cursing me. I have to plan my next move quickly to avoid being overtaken by them." And then Chu Tianxia gets a notification from the system, seeing which Chu Tianxia is thinking, there is only one chance to receive spiritual spring initiation. Even if you inject 1.5 million, you probably won't be able to reach the Mingyuan realm. Instead of doing that, it's better to use it all for the golden lottery and increase the probability of winning the random prize. 1.5 million. Golden lottery. I want treasures related to refining equipment. Then Chu Tianxia asks the system to open the inbox, and the system tells Chu Tianxia, Ancient Alchemy Manual, Fragment. Beautiful Model Part 1. And Chu Tianxia is thinking, sure enough, a lot of money is a good thing. Although this book is not a complete one, it is exactly what I need most for jewelry making. Wait. I should have suppressed the beginning of Destiny by robbing Qin Yun's wasteland. But why didn't the side quest give any rewards? Is this not over yet? What would be the variable? But then suddenly Mu Luling comes to Chu Tianxia, and looking at her it seems that she is a little nervous. And she is speaking to Chu Tianxia in nervousness, "Young master. The people from the Wasteland Guild are here. Madam has gone to the hall to meet them. Let me inform you." And Chu Tianxia also gets a little surprised when he hears from Mu Luling that people from Wasteland Guild have come to this place. But Chu Tianxia says smilingly, "Humph, so that's why you're waiting for me here." After this, some people come to Chu Tianxia's mother and say to her, "Liang Qiu, the deputy envoy of the Wasteland Guild, greets the first-rank lady." And Chu Tianxia's mother tells Liang Qiu, "There is no need to be so polite, Deputy Envoy Liang. Just sit down and have some tea." But Liang Qiu says, "Madam, you don't have to be polite. We are here this time just to ask you a few questions about your son's purchase of Wasteland." Then Chu Tianxia says to Liang Qiu, "Deputy Envoy Liang doesn't need to ask my mother, just ask me." Then Liang Qiu says to Chu Tianxia, "Oh, since Master Chu is here, I will speak frankly. I heard that Master Chu was new to the Wasteland. I wonder how many treasures he plans to produce per month? How much profit will?" And after listening to Liang Qiu, Chu Tianxia says, monthly production of treasures should be O. As for the profit, Deputy Envoy Liang, you haven't done your homework. How about you talk to me about profits when I'm a spendthrift?" And as soon as Liang Qiu hears Chu Tianxia's words, he gets very surprised, and he says, "Young Master Chu, are you kidding me?" And Chu Tianxia says to Liang Qiu, "Kidding? I've told you so many times that I want to make jewelry. Why don't you believe me?" And after listening to Chu Tianxia's words, Liang Qiu says to Chu Tianxia's mother, "Madam, please forgive me. Since you have made such a decision, we will have no choice but to come and reclaim the wasteland at the beginning of next month. After all, the Imperial Court has issued an order that wasteland cannot be treated as a joke." Then Chu Tianxia's mother says to Liang Qiu, "Deputy Envoy Liang, stop acting. We are all smart people, so let's speak frankly. I also want to hear what kind of line the Wasteland Guild has drawn for my shower." And Liang Qiu tells Chu Tianxia's mother, "The monthly output of treasures is 600 pieces. Among them, 200 pieces are above the 7th level of Lianjun, and 100 pieces are Mingyuan treasures. Monthly profit. At least 2 million. And listening to Liang Qiu, Chu Tianxia smilingly says, "Haha, I knew it would be like this." But then Mu Luling says in front of them, "It is ridiculous to produce 600 treasures a month with less than 3 acres of wasteland. Especially the Mingyuan realm treasures, there are only 2,000 of them in the entire heavenly Jedi city." And then Chu Tianxia's mother stands up angrily, and she is saying, "Furthermore, we only bought the land for 1.5 million, but we have to make a profit of 2 million in the first month? This is too outrageous. Is the Wasteland Guild provosing our heavenly Jedi Chu family? The Chu family is giving you too much face, isn't it?" And Liang Qiu says, "Madam, please calm down, I dare not." These are the opinions of the upper echelons of the guild. I am only here to report. There is also another matter in the palace that I need to report to Madam. I just received an imperial decree that this year's autumn night banquet invitations will be reduced. Already sent. And Chu Tianxiao's mother says, Little Xiao, do you think your mother is too easy to talk to on a daily basis? To the point that everyone thinks that we mother and son are easy to bully? And Liang Qiu gets scared and he says, Madam Chu, this is the palace's intention. Even if you kill me, it won't help. And Chu Tianxia calms his mother down and says, Mom, why are you so angry with the cats and dogs? It's not a big deal, your son can solve it himself. And his mother says, Oh? Then I'll just watch little Zhao's performance first. Then Chu Tianxia says, Deputy Envoy Liang, according to Zhou law, it is impossible for me, the divine Marquis of Great Zhou, doesn't have a place at the autumn night banquet, right? The Chu family naturally has it. Soon, young Master Chu Huang will represent the Chu family to attend the autumn night banquet in Heavenly Jedi City. Ha, Chu Huang? A capable subordinate of Chu He of the Chu family in Kyoto? The Chu family of Jingdu and the Chu family of Heavenly Jedi have been separated for many years. Isn't this a clumsy move to put the wrong name on the wrong person? And Liang Qiu says, I would like to ask Master Chu, which one are you good at, the fighting or the literary competition at the autumn night banquet? A prodigal son who slacked off in his practice is not qualified to attend the autumn night banquet. And then Qiu Ming comes to that place, and he says laughing, Ha. I can testify. Deputy Envoy Liang is absolutely right. This boy loves to play and has no interest in self-cultivation. Apart from being a spendthrift, he is good at nothing. With the returning Shadow Jade as proof, he is absolutely not qualified to attend the autumn night banquet. And seeing Qiu Ming, Chu Tianxia is thinking, Humph, this thief has finally turned against us. Just the right opportunity to shuffle the cards and change blood. It saves me from internal and external worries and wasting more time cleaning the inner door. And Chu Tianxiao's mother says, Haha, it seems like this is all a conspiracy. Qiu Ming, is this how you repay the master's kindness? And Liang Qiu says, Humph. A wise bird chooses the right tree to inhabit. The Qin family will give me triple the monthly salary. As for the Chu family, I have worked hard and made great contributions, but I have to endure the bullying of this prodigal son. I have already reached an agreement with many of my old friends who are also weapon refiners, and we are leaving together. And the servants are listening to Liang Qiu's words, and they are saying, this housekeeper Qiu is really good at what he does. Even if he dislikes the young master, it is too shameless to do this. What did Qiu Ming use to incite 30% of the weapon refiners in our mansion to leave? Then Chu Tianxia says, in that case, Luling, don't give this guy any face. Let everyone in the mansion take a good look at how hard and meritorious this housekeeper Qiu has been. And Mu Luling says, yes. Young master. At the beginning of July, the palace purchased 15 pieces of colored glaze, 2 folding screens, and 3 antiques. Qiu Ming handled the matter with a total expenditure of 750,000 spirit coins. But according to my inspection, this batch of goods is only worth 300,000 spirit coins at most. And seeing Mu Liuling's calculations, Qiu Ming gets angry and asks Mu Luling to keep quiet. And Chu Tianxia is saying, Luling, according to Zhou law, if one embezzles more than 1 million, what is the punishment? And Mu Luling says the lightest punishment is to abolish one's cultivation and be sentenced to cutting off one's nose. If it's more serious. And Qiu Ming gets angry and says this. This is just your one-sided statement. And Liang Qiu says to Qiu Ming, don't worry, brother Qiu, we won't sit idly by. And Chu Tianxia says, Humph. Before you say something like that, think about whether you can protect yourself. And Qiu Ming while leaving says, Humph. Then we'll see. And Chu Tianxiao's mother says, little Xiao is so powerful now, he can control the situation better than his mother. Although I don't have any good solutions for the wasteland and the autumn night banquet, but if little Xiao wants to kill these 2 people, I still have a way. And Chu Tianxia says to his mother, don't worry, I haven't had enough fun yet. but the money and the refiner. And her mother says, Mom understands, I'll listen to you. And Mu Luling says to Chu Tianxia, young master, according to your instructions, I have reselected 20 first-class weapon refiners, but... And Chu Tianxia says, don't worry, we are short of manpower. 50 refining jewelry of the first grade is enough. Any higher grade would be a waste. And Mu Luling says, in addition, the total funds available at the mansion are only 3.5 million. Then Chu Tianxia says, I guess is it, I heard from my mother that was a hole in my father's family, and he made a lot of money. Then Mu Luling says, 3.5 million is not a small amount, but I heard that the Qin family suddenly invested 5 million. Not only did they purchase small plots of wasteland, they also spent a lot of money to buy high-quality embryos. And Chu Tianxia says, 5 million? Where did the Qin family get the money? And Mu Luling says, one is that he borrowed a high-value loan from Baoxian Gold Bank and the other is. It has not been clarified yet. Humph, no need to check, there is no one else except He. Then Chu Tianxia says, I never thought that he would even do something like aiding the enemy just to gain the position of patriarch. And Mu Luling says, then, young master, we are now. Then Chu Tianxia says, Humph, it doesn't matter. If you're short on money, just be a little frugal. And Mu Luling is thinking, fortunately, the young master can still see the situation clearly, and no longer blindly squanders money. Then the scene shifts. And we hear some people talking, and they are talking, only those who can enter Baoxian Pavilion must be rich or noble. And the other man says, isn't that right? The cheapest tripod here starts at 200,000, especially the legend about the store's tripod is worth as much as 3.4 million spirit coins. Then we see Chu Tianxia, who is pointing and saying this, and this, one of each. And a servant is saying, great. Master Chu is truly the most generous person in the world. And Mu Luling says, poof. Didn't you say you would save some money? And Chu Tianxia says, Luling, you don't understand, the more difficult the situation is, the more you have to spend money. So Mu Luling says, young master has too many things to ask for. Then we see some people, who are saying looking at Chu Tianxia, isn't this the prodigal son of the Chu family? And the second man says, besides him, who else in Heavenly Jedi City could buy the tripod by pointing randomly with eyes closed? And the first man says, Humph. If you want to pretend, why don't you just ask for the legendary treasure of the store? And Chu Tianxia is listening to their conversation. Then he says to them, Boss, please come out and bring your treasure. And one man says, no problem. Master Chu, and that man takes out a treasure, and as soon as they see that treasure, everyone gets very surprised, and they are saying, alas, as we all know, refining equipment is different from refining medicine. The cauldron is not the key, the embryo is. And the other man says, this tripod looks really impressive. But the price is, that's right, and this is an ancient tripod. The ancient alchemy manual has long been lost, so this tripod is just a decoration. Ha ha ha, only a fool would buy this. Boss, I want this tripod. Then Chu Tianxia takes out the golden card. Then the shop owner says, come on, pack it up and sell it. Boss, I want this tripod. 3 million, round up. Sell it or not? Then the man gives the treasure to Chu Tianxia. And we see Mu Luling, who is disappointed. And she is thinking, the young master is completely hopeless. And Chu Tianxia is saying, why don't you sell it? Just forget it. And the shop owner says, sell. Sold. Young Master Chu really got a good price. Including the ones just mentioned, the total is. And Mu Luling is speaking to Chu Tianxia, young master, our money. And Chu Tianxia says to the shop owner, boss, I don't like those awful dishes right now, so I'll just take this one for now. And the shop owner says, no problem, young Master Chu. If there are any good things next time, I will be the first to inform you. And now both of them start moving forward. And Mu Luling is speaking to Chu Tianxia, young master, if you want to refine jewelry, you don't need such an expensive tripod, right? Now we haven't even bought the embryo device yet, and we are running out of money. So Chu Tianxia tells Mu Luling, no embryo is needed. I bought a batch of jewelry at a desolate cloud ancient road last time, and I will use them to refine it. And Mu Luling says, but young master, those jewelry were all fakes, you must have been cheated. And Chu Tianxia is thinking, alas, those were all bought blindly by that prodigal son before I took over another's body. But none of this matters. Then Chu Tianxia says, Luling, believe me. Just follow me to a place, and you will understand. So Mu Luling says, where? So Chu Tianxia says, Chingu building. And Mu Luling says, what was I expecting? Then we see Chiu Ming, who is saying, it was ridiculous enough to point fingers randomly, but he also set his eyes on the treasure of the store. The buyer wanted 2.8 million, but he spent 3 million to buy it. And after listening to Chiu Ming's words, both Qin Jiajiao and Qin Yun are laughing loudly. And Chiu Ming is saying further, Humph, I know the Chu family's situation best. At present, the most he can give him is not more than 3 million. He spent 3 million right away, and he hasn't even bought the embryo yet. What the hell is going on? Nana. And Qin Yun says, Humph, once our first batch of treasures is ready, that loser will be dead. And Qin Jiajiao says, haha, Marquis Z has a good son. And just then a servant comes to them with a letter. And he says to Qin Jiajiao, acting head, the Chu family just sent someone to deliver an invitation. And as soon as Mu Luling hears this, she gets very surprised. Then she is reading that letter. The first jewelry exhibition show in Heavenly Jedi City will be held tomorrow. At that time, it will display the first batch of jewelry refined by the Heavenly Jedi Chu family. Sincerely invite Miss Haojia to come and see how she lost. By a handsome and cute prodigal son. And after reading the letter, Qin Jiaojiao is saying, Humph. Great. I want to see what tricks this prodigal can come up with. Next day we see that many people have come to this place. And Qin Jiajiao and Qin Yun are watching all these things from above. And Qin Jiajiao is saying, I didn't expect that the prodigal son would be quite so popular, and so many people came. And Qin Yun says, I guess they all came here to laugh at the joke like us. And Chiu Ming says, that's right. Miss Qin, today we have produced the first batch of 200 treasures. Among them, there are 100 pieces above the 7th level of Lianjin realm, and more than 10 Mingyuan realm treasures. 3 of them will need further processing for several days, and will reach the middle stage of Mingyuan realm. And Qin Jiajiao is saying, not bad. This batch of treasures was so successful, thanks to the refiner brought by Butler Chiu. And Chiu Ming says, no, if we talk about credit, young Master Qin deserves the most. And Qin Yun says, Humph. That's natural. We have the right time, right place and right people. Now it all depends on Deputy Envoy Liang. Then we see Liang Qiu, who is smiling and saying, don't worry, with such a strong contrast between Qin and Chu, there's no need to wait until the beginning of next month. If the prodigal son behaves ridiculously enough today, I will declare that I will take back the wasteland immediately. And Qin Yun says, that would be best. Then we see Chu Tianxia, who is saying, girls, before you go on stage, let me emphasize this again. And a girl says, first, the action should highlight the jewelry. We should make women want to take off our jewelry instead of men wanting to take off our clothes. And the other girl says, second, the way you walk reflects the attributes of the jewelry. It can be noble, tender, or cold. And Chu Tianxia says, not bad, you can even steal my words. And Mu Luling says, okay, everyone has memorized it. Let's get ready to go on stage. And Chu Tianxia is saying, let me say our slogan again at the end. And all the girls are very happy. And they are all saying, we are going there to show off our wealth, crushing others is just a byproduct. We are going to blind the Qin family's eyes. Then we see Qin Jiajiao and Qin Yun, who are sitting at one place, and Qin Jiajiao is saying, why hasn't this started yet? And Qin Yun is saying, Humph, he must be scared and want to be a coward. And then a man comes to that place, and he has lifted a pillar on his shoulder. And he is taking it towards the stage, seeing which both Qin Jiajiao and Qin Yun are surprised. And Qin Jiajiao is saying, this is the grinding stone, the hardest stone in the great Zhou dynasty. Only a precious tool of the 7th level, or above can leave any mark on it. This stone doesn't fit in with the scene at all. What are you trying to do by bringing it up here? And Qin Yun says, Humph, it must be that you haven't practiced jewelry well, so you're just being mysterious. Then that man says, Welcome to Heavenly Jedi City's first jewelry exhibition. Let's enjoy the opening dance first. And then beautiful girls start dancing at that place, seeing whom everyone is enjoying a lot. And seeing those girls, the female is saying, What a beautiful jade hairpin. It seems to emit a halo. I have never seen such a beautiful hairpin. And Qin Jiajiao is saying, I underestimated the prodigal son, this jade hairpin looks really good. And Qin Yun says, It's just that he has a rich dad who has some useless fancy things. After all, the value between treasures and jewelry is as vast as heaven and earth. Then a dancing girl takes out a hairpin from her hair and attacks the pillar with that hairpin. And everyone is shocked to see this. Then we see the pillar on which cracks appear due to the attack of that hairpin. And Qin Yun, Qin Jiajiao and Xiaoming are shocked to see this. And Qin Yun is shouting, the 7th level of Lanjin? Treasure? And we see Chu Tianxia, who is sitting comfortably drinking his tea, and happily thinking, Handbook of Ancient Alchemy plus Ancient Tripod, the Qin family, the Chu family in Kyoto, the Wasteland Guild, look how I beat your dogs' faces. Then the girls' dance ends, and they leave. And the crowd is very shocked, they are talking, Oh my god! This hairpin is not only beautiful, but also a treasure. If I could own one in my life, it would be worth dying for. And one girl says to her father, Dad, no matter how much it costs, you must buy me one. And Qin Jiajiao is very shocked, and she is saying, How is this possible? A 7th level Lianjin treasure is worth more than all the scrap copper and iron he used. And Qin Yun says, No. This is all a lie. They must be using the treasures they bought to pass off as real ones. And Xiaoming says, What young Master Qin said is true. The Chu family is wealthy, and they can easily take anything from home. And Liang Qiu is getting angry, and he is saying, Humph, as long as I find out that they are cheating, I will take back the wasteland immediately. And a servant is saying, But the spiritual power fluctuations just now clearly showed that this treasure was newly refined. And after listening to the servant, Xiaoming says, I've already said that the Chu family is wealthy, and you can buy the newly trained ones. And Liang Qiu says, What qualifications do you, nobody, have to question young Master Qin's words? And then the announcer says, The Heavenly Jedi City Jewelry Exhibition and show officially begins. The first group, the anti-wolf group, step out. And the girl in the front row is wearing a ring in her ring. And she attacks the pillar with the help of her finger, and we see that it cracks, and people are very surprised, and say, The 8th stage of Lianjin Realm treasure white jade ring? And Qin Jiajiao is surprised and says, Another 8th stage Lianjin Realm treasure, and Qin Yun says, I wonder how long he can last. Then another girl comes in front, and she is wearing a bracelet in her hand, and she also attacks the pillar, and people are also surprised and say, The 9th stage Lianjin Realm treasure a gilded bracelet? 10th level treasure jade foot bell? Gilded and jade inlaid earrings even a list stage of Lianjin Realm treasure? Gilded gemstone armor the 12th stage Lianjin Realm treasure? And the crowd is going crazy and saying, Can't take it anymore. These jewels.no. They are treasures, even the best weapon refiners in the Great Zhou dynasty can't make them so beautiful. I swear I'll own one even if I have to sell everything I have. Damn. The Chu family can actually buy so many good things. Then another girl comes in front of them, and seeing her people are saying, What? There is also Mingyuan realm? Judging from the spiritual power and luster emanating from this hairpin, it must be from the Mingyuan realm. Then that girl attacks that pillar with her hairpin, and with just one attack the whole pillar gets destroyed. And seeing this everyone is very shocked, and they are saying on God. Is this really jewelry? And seeing so many treasures Qin Yun is going crazy, and he is saying, A Mingyuan treasure? This? How is this possible? And Qin Jiaojiao says, Xiaoming, didn't you say that the most the Chu family could give to the prodigal son was just 3 million? He spent 3 million to buy the tripod, and the remaining money was not enough to buy these brand new treasures and jewelry. And Xiaoming is saying this. I don't know either. And Chu Tianxia is smilingly saying, anti-wolf jewelry, light and lovely, powerful. Designed to protect girls from being bullied. And the crowd is saying, is it young Master Chu's voice? Where is he? Is he talking to us through a voice transmitter? And Chu Tianxia is saying, moreover, the threshold for using our treasures is extremely low. Even ordinary people can unleash 50% of the power of the treasures. That last blow just now was 50% of the power of Mingyuan's lower realm treasure. I would like to ask everyone here, how many people can withstand that attack? And one man says to another, anyway, if I got hit like that, I would definitely break. And the other guy says, ordinary people can exert 50% of the power of a treasure weapon? This is too amazing. And a lady says, yes. This is something that can be used by everyone. And the other lady says, this is totally my dream jewelry. And Chu Tianxia is saying, I have only produced 120 sets of anti-wolf jewelry in this batch, including 30 sets of Mingyuan realm jewelry. If you want one, wait until the next set is finished and find my butler Mu Luling to buy it. First come, first served. And Qin Yun is shouting like a madman and saying, 120 sets? Mingyuan 30 sets? There's another group? Then 2 people came to that place, and they brought a black cloth. Next group. Get ready, and everyone is very surprised to see the black cloth, and they are saying, what is this for? What kind of cloth is this? I've never seen it before, it looks creepy. Show off your wealth group, get out. Wow! They are coming out. Isn't that Miss Xingxiu, the top girl in Chingu Tower? Miss Qingqing is here too. They are all the most popular girls in Chingu Tower. It is rare to see them at ordinary times. This batch of jewelry is all from Mingyuan Middle Realm? And a man is saying, oh my god! They are all treasures of the Mingyuan realm. And a lady says, this batch of jewelry is even more exquisite than the previous batch. And Qin Yun is saying, there are 15 Mingyuan mid-level treasures. Jewelry on the stage? This has never happened in the Great Zhou dynasty. Could it be that he really made it? Master, didn't you say that the weapon refining method you passed on to me is unparalleled in this world? Why can he practice more than me? And better than me? So his master says, my secret technique of treasure weapon is based on the spiritual energy of heaven and earth, with the power of the spirit and soul assisting fire. It is the most advanced method of refining weapons in the Great Zhou. It's impossible to surpass us. And Chu Tianxia is thinking, how many years of experience does Qin Yun's old man have? How can he compare to my ancient alchemy manual and ancient tripod? Humph, I guess Qin Island must be having trouble with his inner demons again. I hope he can hold on a little longer. After all, the real show has just begun. And Qin Yun is saying, no way. Someone hit me in the face. And Qin Jiaojiao is thinking, Yun's inner demon is probably about to rise again. I can't let the prodigal son continue to provoke him. Huh! What is this? And when she looks ahead, then a girl destroys jewelry, and she says, the young master said that the color was too poorly refined. Throw them all away. And seeing this, the crowd gets very shocked, and they are saying, Mingyuan Middle Realm. Shattered. Oh my god! What is this? Show off. Show off the wealth group, and Qin Yun is very shocked, and so is Qin Jiajiao. And they are saying, Mingyuan Middle Realm, treasure, just like that, smashed. After this, a girl destroys another piece of her jewelry and says, the young master said, I just want to hear some noise. And seeing this, everyone is shocked even more and says, another Mingyuan Middle Realm treasure. Smashed? And a lady says, next, not at all Mingyuan middle level treasures will. What kind of flaunting of wealth? This is pure waste, right? And another girl also destroys the jewelry worn on her feet and says, the young master said that these treasures are all excellent, but I just don't like them. And similarly many girls destroy all their jewelry, and they are saying, the young master said, women, you have to be a little harsh on your jewelry. The young master said, yes, we are here to show off our wealth. The young master said, I don't want to talk to you, and threw a Mingyuan realm treasure at you. The young master said that a prodigal's life needs no explanation. The young master said. And the crowd starts going crazy seeing so many precious treasures getting destroyed in front of them. And all of them start shouting and saying, crazy, crazy, these are all treasures of the Mingyuan middle realm. This is a Mingyuan middle level treasure that an ordinary person may never ever see, let alone buy. Please stop smashing it. If you want to smash it, smash me. Don't smash it. Leave some for others. And Xiaoming is thinking this prodigal strength. Am I on the wrong side? And Liang Qiu is thinking, just with all the things he destroyed, I'm afraid he can achieve my target monthly turnover of 2 million, right? And Qin Jiaojiao is thinking, if this continues, not only Yuner, but even I will be possessed by demons. And Qin Yun is thinking, no! I am the son of destiny, what does that prodigal son mean to me? I haven't even refined a Mingyuan middle-level treasure yet, so what right does he have? Not only did he refine it, but he also smashed it for fun. And then someone comes to that place, seeing who people are saying, look! Miss Ming Lu is here to perform. The hairpin on her head. Can it be? Oh my God! Is this an upper-level treasure of the Mingyuan realm? And Qin Jiaojiao is shouting, a treasure of Mingyuan upper realm must be the painstaking work of that prodigal son. Even if you want to show off your wealth, there must be an end. You can't just smash it. And Qin Yun is shouting, no way. It won't break. It's just a gimmick. Just a gimmick. And Xiaoming says, if this thing gets smashed again, I'm afraid my good days will be over. And Liang Qiu says, it's not just you. I'm afraid my official title will be stripped away. Then that girl takes out her hairpin and she is saying, the young master said. And the crowd is watching that girl's action carefully. And that girl says, if you have money, I won't reason with you. If you have money, you can be willful. And that girl destroys the hairpin, seeing which Qin Yun's mouth starts bleeding and he faints. And Qin Jiajiao catches him. And Chu Tianxia is saying happily, the show-off group has finished showing off their wealth. Next, I want to ask everyone, I wonder if everyone noticed the black cloth on the stage while being shocked? And the crowd is saying, oh my God! I totally forgot about this. How could the Mingyuan realm treasure be so sharp and tough that it could break so easily? And Qin Jiajiao says, is it legendary? And Chu Tianxia says, that's right. This is the legendary Tongxian realm fire washing cloth, which I accidentally refined this time. I plan to do some research later to see if I can make nice looking clothes. And the crowd says, oh my God! This. What else can I say except I want it? And Qin Jiajiao tells her friends that we should leave from here. Then the announcement is made, the batch of jewelry from the anti-wolf team has not been smashed yet. If you want it now, you can find Mu Luling. After all, the next time you can practice might be a long time later. And everyone started going to Mu Luling, and all of them wanted that thing. And Chu Tianxia is now tired and is lying on the bed and is saying, phew, finally done, now let's have a good sleep. Just waiting for you to arrive at Heavenly Jedi City. Then the scene shifts. And we see a carriage. And a man is saying, the wind and sand are too strong. Set up camp and rest here. Yellow sand and white grass are endless. I am afraid of hearing the sound of water and feel so sad. And this boy's name is Lu Xianyuan, 7th Prince of Great Show. And a girl comes out of the carriage. And this girl's name is Lu Meyer, Little Princess of Great Show. And Lu Meyer is saying, Brother Huang, why did you stop again? Father asked us to go to Heavenly Jedi City to host the Autumn Night Banquet. You made various excuses to stop and set up camp along the way. If we keep delaying like this and miss our departure date, how can we report this to our father? And Lu Xianyuan says, hey Mir, you don't know, this Autumn Night Banquet is too complicated. And Lu Meyer says, what is going on? So Lu Xianyuan tells Lu Meyer, the situation in Kyoto is now turbulent. Marquis Qin has joined forces with the other marquises to attack purple-robed Marquis, the two prime ministers in the court. Prime Minister Mo clearly supports the Qin family. Although Prime Master Wu did not express his position, he did not intend to support the purple-robed Marquis. In order to maintain balance, Father sent us to Heavenly Jedi City this year to support the purple-robed Marquis. And Lu Meyer says, in this case, shouldn't we speed up our efforts? And Lu Xianyuan says, this is the trouble. On our way here, someone had already secretly attacked us. And Lu Meyer is shocked and says, what? Who did it? So Lu Xianyuan says, one of my old men was bribed, or maybe he was planted by the opponent, on the grounds that the prodigal son was incompetent. The Heavenly Jedi Chu family's quota was given to the Kyoto Chu family. And Lu Meyer, she says, what? Then, if we go to Heavenly Jedi City again, wouldn't that be asking for trouble? The purple-robed Marquis is such a protective person, I'm afraid he will treat us as his mortal enemies. Besides, this goes against what my father wants. And Lu Xianyuan says, hey, I have been thinking about it these past few days on the road, and the only thing to do now is to make a decisive decision and help whoever wins. Otherwise, if my father gets my reputation for being indecisive, I won't be able to hold on to the throne anymore. As for the matter of checks and balances, I will report it to my father later, and we will work on it slowly. And Lu Meyer says, but the Chu family's current situation should be difficult to reverse, right? I don't like the Qin family, and I dislike Prime Minister Mo even more. I don't want to form an alliance with them. And Lu Xianyuan says, hey, isn't it the same for a brother? And then a servant comes to that place and he says, Seventh Prince, there is news from Heavenly Jedi City. And Lu Xianyuan says, one? The winner is decided so quickly? Then Chu Tianxia starts laughing while reading that news, and he is saying, nana. Interesting. This prodigal son really knows how to play. He managed to make a name for himself. Pass the order down. Move out immediately. Enter Heavenly Jedi City tonight. Also, send a message to the Wasteland Guild and tell them that the gift can be given away. And the servant says, yes, Your Highness. Then the scene shifts to east of the city, Chung family. Chung family patriarch. Patriarch is getting very angry, and he is saying to his servant, you're useless. I gave you so many days, but you only got the right to sell half of the Qin family's treasures? And the servant says, Master, calm down. The Qin family from the West City really acted too quickly. And the patriarch says, trash. You still dare to make excuses? And then another servant comes, and that servant says, good news. Master. Good news. The Qin family in the west of this city will not fight with us anymore, they have withdrawn. And the patriarch is shocked and says, withdrawn? What happened? And the servant says, ha. The Qin family must have taken the wrong medicine. They actually went to ask for the sales rights of some jewelry. And the patriarch is shocked and says, jewelry? What jewelry? And then another servant comes running, and says to the patriarch, Master, it's bad. Heavenly Jedi City has gone crazy. Everyone in the city has gone crazy. And the patriarch says, crazy? What's crazy? Explain clearly. So he says, he's the prodigal son of the Chu family. Then the scene shifts. And we see many ladies, who have come to Chu Tianxia's shop to buy jewelry. And there is a lot of crowd at this place, and people are jostling to buy jewelry. And one lady is saying, I'll give you 200,000 spirit coins. This one's mine. And the other lady says, don't even think about it. This style is the most appealing to people, 300,000. And all of them have golden cards. But still these people are fighting among themselves for the jewelry. And one lady is saying, damn it, you already have 2, why are you fighting with me? And the other lady says, I'd love to. Another lady is saying, stop arguing, I'll give you 500,000. This one's mine. And the patriarch is surprised to hear that servant's words, and he is saying, crazy. Really crazy. And the servant says, Master, the Qin family's treasures that the Qin family doesn't want are now ours. I'll contact them right away. But the patriarch gets very angry, and in anger he kicks the servant and says to him, hurry up and take out all our belongings. Prepare gifts. Prepare a car. I want to go to the Purple Robe Marquis mansion in person. Then. The Qin family? Fuck the Qin family. Hurry up and get ready. If you go too late, you won't even be able to drink the soup. Then the scene shifts, west of the city Qin family. Head of the Qin family. And the head is saying, send more people immediately, double the gift list. Then send it to the Purple Robe Marquis mansion. Move quickly. Don't wait for the Qing family's grandson to come to his senses. Then the scene shifts, north of the city, Hao family. Hao family patriarch. And the patriarch is saying, don't worry, my dear daughter. Dad will definitely buy them all for you. Let's go to the Purple Robe Marquis mansion now. We want the most expensive one. We also throw it for fun, we also show off our wealth. Then the scene shifts, south of the city Nan family. Nan family patriarch. And the servant is saying to the patriarch, Patriarch, this won't do. If you take away all our wealth, what will happen to our other properties? Then the patriarch is saying, you are stupid. As long as you take over the jewelry industry, what does it matter if other industries are closed? After this the scene shifts towards Chu Tianxia's house. And Mu Luling is saying to Chu Tianxia, young master, you are so amazing. Our first batch of jewelry was sold out. Apart from the money spent on buying the wasteland and the tripod, you can still make a lot of money. I heard that Qin Yun was so angry that he vomited blood and was carried away. And Chu Tianxia starts laughing loudly after listening to Mu Luling. Then he says to Mu Luling, now you don't despise me, the young master, for being a spendthrift. And Mu Luling says Luling knows she was wrong, young master. I was too narrow-minded before. Now that I think about it, the young master has been planning since he tossed a coin to determine the wasteland, throwing coins to determine the location, buying tripods at a premium. This absurdity is known to everyone in Heavenly Jedi City, just to let the enemy relax their vigilance, critical moment, and win the battle thousands of miles away. And Chu Tianxia says, it's not too late for you to know now. And the analysis is quite good. Then Mu Luling says, but I never thought that the young master actually knew the ancient method of refining weapons. That must have been lost a long time ago. And Chu Tianxia says, I also used to buy things randomly and got them by chance. And Mu Luling says, young master is really lucky. But young master Luling still has one thing he is not sure about. Each of those Mingyuan realm treasures is priceless. The young master smashed them all. Doesn't he feel bad? And Chu Tianxia says, with these little things, you can impress the important person and get an admission ticket to the autumn night banquet. It's such a good deal. And then a servant comes to both of them, and the servant says to Chu Tianxia, young master, the 4 richest businessmen from the east, west, south and north of Heavenly Jedi City came to ask for a meeting. They were almost fighting at the door. And Chu Tianxia says, I'm sleepy, I'm going to catch up on some sleep first Luling, you can talk to them on your own. And Mu Luling says, yes. Young master. Then the scene shifts. And we see, Wasteland Guild Chairman. And the chairman is getting very angry, and he is saying to Liang Qiu, Deputy Envoy Liang, you are so brave. I've only been in seclusion for less than 7 days. And you've already caused such a big mess for me. And Liang Qiu is about to say something to the chairman, but the chairman tells him, that's enough. Stop explaining. It's too late for you to say anything now. Since you did it in the first place, you should have thought about the consequences of failure. And Liang Qiu says, Chairman? Are you going to expel me from the guild? And the chairman says, expel you from the guild? Ha! You are thinking too simply, aren't you? Do you really think that a little trick can deceive the 7th prince's discerning eyes? And after listening to the chairman, Liang Qiu gets very nervous, sweat starts falling from his forehead, and he is saying this. What does this have to do with His Majesty the 7th prince? And the president tells Liang Qiu, stop pretending. You want to make things a done deal, but don't you know how wise the 7th prince is? How could he be willing to be dragged into this mess? If you had won a great victory it would be fine, but now? Do you still have the face to lose? Now you are a lost dog. A discarded child. a discarded child of everyone. And Liang Qiu is saying, no, no. Chairman, you can't touch me. I have Kyoto Chu behind me. No, it's Mo Xiang. But the chairman does not listen to anything Liang Qiu says and directly cuts his throat and says to him, idiot, I told you that you are everyone's abandoned child. No one will collect your body even if you die. Come. Pack up the head and prepare the gift. Send it to the purple-robed Marquis's residence along with the invitation to the autumn night banquet. In addition, all those who came with Liang Qiu to provoke the heavenly Jedi Chu family that day will be expelled from the guild. By the way, find a way to take back those large pieces of wasteland from the Qin family. Then the scene shifts. And we see Qiu Ming and he is thinking, what should I do? What should I do? Liang Qiu was suddenly recalled by the Wasteland Guild, and there is still no news. You are possessed by a ghost. I would rather stay in the Purple Marquis mansion than, it's over. It's really over this time. And then a man comes to that place, the eldest son of Qin family Qin Yun. And Qin Yun says, Qin Jiajiao. The patriarch has come to tell you that you are doing a very incompetent job as the acting patriarch. And Qin Jiajiao says, what? The head of the family is not going to remove me as the head of the family? Why don't you take over? And Qin Yun is surprised to hear this and he says, you. Humph. The master said, this won't happen again. And Qin Jiajiao says, that's it. Qin Yun, you want to replace Qin Yun, replace me, it's too early. If you have nothing to do, go away. Don't disturb Yun's rest. And Qin Yun says, humph, Qin Jiajiao, you have the energy to boss me around here, you might as well think about how to clean up the mess. Then Qin Jiajiao says, leave half an acre of wasteland as the bottom line, and sell the rest. And Qin Yun says, humph. You're lucky the master of the house means the same thing, but the head of the family also said that this person must be handed over. And Qiu Ming shouts to Qin Jiajiao, Miss Qin. Miss Qin, help me. If you hand me over to the Purple Marquis mansion, I will be dead. And Qin Jiajiao says, I have no objection. As for the other group of weapon refiners, you can handle it as well. Then Qin Yun says, come. Tie this guy up. Send him to the purple-robed Marquis's residence. And they catch Qiu Ming and take him away, and Qiu Ming is shouting, Qin Jiajiao. You bitch, what did you say at the beginning? I will not let you go even if I become a ghost. Then Qin Jiajiao is looking at Qin Yun and saying, this can't go on any longer. And Qin Yun is mumbling in his sleep, the prodigal son, kill the prodigal son. And Qin Jiajiao is saying, this can't go on. That loser. I don't care if he is really strategic, or just got lucky, tonight, he must die in my hands. After this the scene shifts. And at night Chu Tianxiao's mother enters Chu Tianxiao's room, and she is shouting, little Xiao. It's just getting dark, why are you sleeping? Something big has happened. And Chu Tianxia is a little surprised to see his mother, and he is saying, Mom, I haven't gotten enough sleep yet. What happened? And his mother says, 7.9 million. 7.9 million. I heard from Luling that including the order from the Chamber of Commerce, you made at least 7.9 million in profit this time. Did you hear that? Wake up. And Chu Tianxia says, Mom, can you please stop pretending to be excited? 7.9 million is a lot, but don't tell me you haven't seen it. Besides, this is the first time this ancient tripod has been fired, so we don't need to worry about the embryo. But what's next? And her mother says, I don't care. This is the first time little Xiao makes money on his own. Kaya. Little Xiao has been hiding his talent for more than 10 years, but he can no longer hide it. I've said it before, how could my little Xiao always be indistinguishable from the crowd? And Chu Tianxia says, okay, has the best vision, okay? And his mother says, no. I have to write a letter to your father and ask him to find you a few more noble ladies in Kyoto. Did they dislike our little Xiao before? Let's see if they will become black-eyed chickens now. And Chu Tianxia says, alas, how many lifetimes did I live to have such a living treasure of a mother? And then Chu Tianxia gets a notification by the system, and the system tells Chu Tianxia, it was detected that Qin Yun had less than 1 acre of wasteland available. Successfully suppressed in the initial stage. Congratulations to the host for receiving the following phased rewards. 1. 500 exchange points. 2. 1 chance to win a gold prize. 3. Your lackey will be promoted to 2 small realms of the Lianjin realm within 3 days. Current amount of money lost, 5 million spirit coins. Please keep up the good work and defeat your destined prince at the autumn night banquet. And Chu Tianxia says, the rewards are finally here. This side quest is really good. It can suppress Qin Yun and improve Luling. Is the world going to change? I guess so. The Qin family lost so badly this time. If the queen doesn't come, that would be a miracle, since this knife is bound to fall sooner or later, and there is no way to dodge it, just fight it head on. Whether you can survive tonight depends entirely on this exchange and gold lottery. And in front of Chu Tianxia is the screen of the system, Lucky Stone. A magical stone that brings good luck. After use, it can improve the host's luck for 60 seconds. It can only be purchased and used once. Original price, 538 exchange points. Current price, 500 exchange points. Do you want to exchange? And Chu Tianxia is thinking, that's it. Redeem. Use it now to start the golden lottery. Oh my goodness. Special prize. I am so lucky. Thousands of volumes of red dust, 9 stars gather together. The formation is divided into 2. If measured by the level of treasures, it is at least in the Qihun realm. It is directly integrated into the Sea of Consciousness, simple and easy to understand. It can be used in the Lianjin realm. It is simply tailor-made for me. Alas, it's a pity that it's a disposable item, and because my realm is too low, I can only exert less than 10% of its power. In this case, we must make up for it in other ways. Then Chu Tianxia calls Mu Luling and asks her to come inside. And Mu Luling also comes inside by opening the door on Chu Tianxia's request. And Chu Tianxia says to Mu Luling, Luling, get ready, we have guests tonight. And Mu Luling is surprised and she says, guests? It's getting late today. If he comes here at this time, he must be a welcome guest, right? And Chu Tianxia says, smart. Only slightly worse than a bad guest. But it doesn't matter, as long as you help me prepare, my life will be safe. And Mu Luling says, life is at stake? Then we should tell the old lady right away, and everyone in the mansion. And Chu Tianxia says, no, there is no need to alarm my mother, I can handle this matter, and now in the Purple Marquee Mansion, I am the only one who can handle it. Remember not to reveal your true identity, otherwise I won't be the only one in danger. And Mu Luling gets a little worried, but she says, Luling understood. If the young master had any instructions, Luling would do it immediately. And Chu Tianxia whispers something in Mu Luling's ear and tells her, don't be too nervous, it's very simple, you just need to help me. And Xiao Ming. And that's all. Have you remembered all of it? And after understanding all the things said by Chu Tianxia, Mu Luling says to Chu Tianxia, young master, are you sure there will be danger tonight? And Chu Tianxia says, of course. Otherwise, why would I make such a big show? But Mu Luling says, why do I feel that? You are not defending against anything, but simply want to spend money? But Chu Tianxia makes Mu Luling quiet and says to her, sure, the more dangerous the situation is, the more you need to stay calm and spend your money calmly. The secret cannot be revealed for now. Just do as I say, and you will understand sooner or later. And at night Chu Tianxia is sitting in his room and drinking wine, and he is saying, it's almost 3 o'clock. Why aren't you here yet? And then a strong wind comes in from the window, and seeing this Chu Tianxia starts smiling, and he is saying, Humph, you have to speak of the devil before the devil itself will appear. Miss Qin, I've been waiting for you for a long time. Would you like to come in and have a drink? And we see that Qin Jiajiao is sitting on the window and Qin Jiajiao has a sword in her hand, and she is saying, oh? You knew I was coming tonight? But did you know I was coming to kill you? And Chu Tianxia says to Qin Jiajiao, it is a great pleasure to have friends coming from afar. By the way, Miss Qin and I don't have any deep hatred, right? This business war is just for the sake of our respective families. And Qin Jiajiao says, you are right, But unfortunately, you shouldn't have hurt Yunner to that extent. But Chu Tianxia says asked for it. So Qin Jiaozhou says maybe, but I only know that you have become Yunner's inner demon. He will not be at peace until you die. This is Yunner's wish, and I will fulfill it for him. And Chu Tianxia says isn't the best way to overcome inner demons to cut them off with your own hands? You come to kill me? Actually, it only means that you have lost confidence in Qin Yun. And Qin Jiaozhou is thinking, I didn't expect that the prodigal son who was despised by the world could be so sharp-tongued. Then Qin Jiaozhou says, what a pity. I don't want to offend Marquis Z for the time being, so I can only destroy the body and will not leave your body intact. And Chu Tianxia says, in fact, I'm very curious. Where do you get the confidence that you can definitely kill me? You must know that in the purple-robed Marquis mansion, once someone who is too strong or carrying a secret treasure breaks in, the restrictions left by my father will be fully activated. And since you can come here unscathed, it means you are at least not too strong. And Qin Jiaozhou says, Humph, since I dare to come, how could I not know about the restrictions of the purple-robed Marquis mansion? For this purpose, I deliberately used a secret method to temporarily raise my cultivation to the lower realm of Tongxian. In this way, I can kill you invisibly without alerting the ban. And Chu Tianxia says, I see. I never thought Miss Qin would go to such great lengths to kill me. But look at me, the food and wine are ready. Don't you really want to have a drink with me before killing me? And Qin Jiaozhou comes down from the window, and while going to Chu Tianxia she says, Humph, are you trying to delay time and wait for someone to rescue you? Don't waste your energy. I have placed a ban on this place. No one can hear your cry for help. Otherwise, do you think I would say more to you here? And Qin Jiaozhou puts the sword near Chu Tianxiao's garden, and Chu Tianxia says to Qin Jiaozhou, you found out? And Qin Jiaozhou thrusts the sword inside Chu Tianxiao's chest and says to him, you will regret it slowly in that world. But we see that Chu Tianxia is smiling, and seeing this Qin Jiaozhou gets surprised, and she asks, you? What are you laughing at? So Chu Tianxia tells Qin Jiaozhou, my queen, welcome to my 3,000 volumes of red dust. And Qin Jiaozhou gets very shocked to see Chu Tianxia safe and sound, and she understands that this was an illusion in which she was trapped. Jiaozhou gets trapped in Chu Tianxiao's illusion and reaches another place. There are many people at this place and they are talking among themselves and looking at them. Jiaozhou says, 3,000 volumes of the red dust. I never thought that the prodigal son actually knew such an unconventional formation. But you think the mundane world can trap me? Naive! 3,000 fireworks are not real enough. There are traces to be found in the broken red dust. Found it. Just follow his trajectory and I can break the trap. As long as I'm fast enough, I can catch up with him in less than 100 breaths. On the other hand, Chu Tianxia is looking at this illusion world and he says, in this world of 3,000 volumes, those who understand can travel 100 miles in an instant, while those who don't can hardly take an inch. As expected of her, she found a solution so quickly, and Luling asked Chu Tianxia, young master, with her speed, she will soon catch up with us. What should we do now? So Chu Tianxia says, based on her speed minus our escape speed, I hope it can be more than 200 breaths. Luling should be the one to take on such a good math problem. And Luling says, but young master, what if Luling made a mistake? So Chu Tianxia smilingly assures Luling and says, then we will die together, but I believe. Luling, you can do it. And now Luling agrees and she says, in that case, Luling will definitely live up to your trust. Young master, next, we will go to the east of the city Kilipo. And they both start running together, and then reach another place. And then Jiaozhou reaches the place where Chu Tianxia and Luling were earlier. But she comes to know that they have already left from there and she thinks, Chu Tianxia left a stone wherever he went, maybe there was a trick. I'll keep them all just in case. Young master, West City, Kijinji. Young master, north of the city, Manhua Tower. On the other side, Chu Tianxia and Luling are standing on a peak. And Luling says to Chu Tianxia panting, phew. Young master, Luling has done her best. And Chu Tianxia says, I have made it to 300 breaths, that's great. Leave the rest to me. Then Luling starts going out of this illusion world, and while going she says to Chu Tianxia, "Young master, be careful. Everything should be ready outside. Luling will go back to pick up the young master." And then Jiujiao reaches near the peak and she says to Chu Tianxia, "Is this the boundary between fantasy and reality? You can't escape from my palm after all?" And Chu Tianxia is smiling, looking at Jiao and he says, "Really? Now that the queen has arrived, why don't you come out to greet her?" And then Chu Tianxia activates the illusion-killing array below Jiao, seeing which Jiao gets shocked and she thinks, the highest of these cultivators is at the lower level of Minjilian, and the lowest is at the 7th level of Lianjin. How could he, a 4th level Lianjin cultivator, be able to control such an array? And Jiao says to Chu Tianxia, "I didn't expect that you would have the time to change your formation while I was chasing you, Tianxia. It seems that as long as you don't die, Yunner will never be able to make a breakthrough." And then Chu Tianxia activates the Illusion King array, due to which all the shadows move forward to attack Jiao. But Jiao is smiling and she is not worried about these shadows. And then one shadow attacks Jiao, but Jiao is fighting with those shadows very easily, seeing which even the shadows get a little surprised. And Jiao starts attacking again, but while attacking Jiao is looking really very sexy. And in the same way she very easily destroys the illusion-killing array formation. Then she says to Chu Tianxia, "Humph, you prodigal son, this couldn't be your trump card, could it?" And Chu Tianxia says to Jiao, "Awesome. I thought I could at least block you for 10 breaths. I didn't expect it. It's like cutting melons and vegetables." But Jiao does not want to listen to Chu Tianxia and asks him to keep quiet. And she moves forward to attack Chu Tianxia, but before Jiao can attack, her attack stops in the air because Chu Tianxia activates the barrier. And Chu Tianxia tells Jiao, "Unfortunately, that's not my trump card. This barrier is haha. I can still escape calmly before you break through the barrier." But Jiao cannot let Chu Tianxia escape from here. Then she starts using one of her techniques. Then she is about to attack Chu Tianxia with true fire, and as she attacks there is an explosion due to which Chu Tianxia's barrier breaks, and Jiao again moves forward to attack Chu Tianxia, and she says to Chu Tianxia, "Now, you don't have any cards left." And Jiao stabs Chu Tianxia in the chest with a sword. But Chu Tianxia is smiling even after the sword penetrates his body and says, "Do you think you killed me?" And Jiao is shocked to hear this. And we see that this is Chu Tianxia's illusion, and Jiao is very confused as to what just happened. And then Qiuming comes in front of Jiao, seeing whom Jiao is shocked even more, and Qiuming says to Jiao, "Jin Jiao, I told you that you would not die a good death." "Qiuming? Is this a trap? Bitch. I told you. You will regret it in the end." And Jiao asks Qiuming what is he doing here. And we see Chu Tianxia, who is behind Qiuming. Then he is collecting energy to restart the Kalinga formation. And then the killing formation starts getting activated below Jiao, and then the portal starts opening from above and light starts coming out of it, seeing which Jiao gets surprised, and then she kicks Qiuming and throws her away. And she starts preparing an attack to stop the killing information. But the killing formation is dangerous, due to which Jiao starts getting cut. Then we see the world outside the illusion, and the servant says to Rina, "No. The power isn't enough. Burn 2 more Chingu fruits. That 100-year-old black crystal, use the 200-year-old one. What about the 100-year black ginseng we bought earlier? Use that too. The spirit crystals left by the master should be burned as well." And the servant says to Luling, "Butler Mu, this is almost burning 3 million spirit coins, isn't the power enough?" But Luling says, "Still not enough. You have to understand that every treasure we burn is a weapon for the young master in the formation." But Cervantes says, "Butler Mu, the enemy's resistance is getting weaker. They must be seriously injured. Once the spirit crystals left by the Marquis are burned out, the protective barrier of the Z Marquis Manor will not be able to activate. Yes, the enemy is seriously injured. The young master should be safe now. If we keep burning, it will simply be a waste." And after listening to the servant, Luling gets a little disappointed. But then Chu Tianxia's mother tells them, "Keep burning. Don't stop." And everyone gets shocked after seeing Chu Tianxia's mother. And Luling says, I'm sorry, young master, the old lady found out. And Chu Tianxiao's mother says, I tell you, if anyone hesitates today, they will be beaten to death. And all the servants get scared seeing Chu Tianxiao's mother, then they say, it's the old lady. Burn! Hurry up and burn! And Chu Tianxiao's mother says to Luling, Mu Luling, I don't blame you for hiding my matters from my son, but in this matter of burning treasures to save lives, did my son entrust the responsibility entirely to you? And Luling says, yes. Old lady. And Chu Tianxiao's mother says, then why were you hesitating just now? He entrusted his life to you, and you should protect him at all costs. But you? Although you think we should keep burning, you hesitated because of a few words from the servants? If something happens to shower, what are the barriers for use and treasures of the Z Marquis Manor? And Luling thinks, yes, the young master is in such danger. What was I doing just now? I should be damned. Then Luling says, I'm sorry, old lady. Luling was wrong. Please punish me, old lady. And Chu Tianxiao's mother says, this won't happen again. Hurry up and take charge. Woohoo. My shower. Fighting alone against such a strong opponent for the entire manor. I'm not by his side. Woohoo. Inside the illusion world, Jiao Jiao is still fighting and she is saying, this killing formation consumes a lot of treasures. I want to see how long you can hold on. And Chu Tianxia says, I am not talented. I just have money. Isn't that infuriating? Instead of worrying about my financial resources, why not ask yourself how long you can last? Half a stick of incense later, looking at Jiao Jiao, it seems that she is tired now and she says, the light is getting dimmer and dimmer. What a pity, I'm still not dead. Such a weak formation cannot trap me at all. Chu Tianxia, are you out of tricks now? Not so arrogant anymore? Humph, I tell you, as long as I still have a breath left, killing you is as easy as slaughtering a dog. But Chu Tianxia is still smiling and he says, phew. I've realized you really like to boast, you've said such things several times, how many times have you succeeded? You're so badly injured now, yet you still think you can kill me? Why? And looking at Chu Tianxia, Jiao Jiao thinks, looking at his expression. Could it be that he has a backup plan? No, impossible, he is clearly just trying to confuse me. Or perhaps. Then Jiao Jiao says, your so-called backup plan won't be trying to use these small stones to set up another formation? Don't dream. These stones are all engraved with my consciousness marks. You can't use them at all. And Chu Tianxia gets a little surprised and he asks, what? You actually saw through it? Then I must run quickly. And Chu Tianxia starts going out of this illusion world. But then Jiao Jiao again moves forward to attack Chu Tianxia and she says, the red dust scroll has been completely broken. Don't think you can escape just by going out. And they both come out of the illusion world and Jiao Jiao points her sword at Chu Tianxia and she says, do you think coming back means it's all right? Have you forgotten that I set up a barrier in this room? I tell you, I can still kill you now, destroy your body and erase all traces, and withdraw. But then Jijiao's sword slips from her hand and she falls on the ground. And she is not able to understand what is happening to her right now. And she says, I suddenly have no strength at all. Am I poisoned? What poison? When did I get poisoned? Could it be those small stones? And Chu Tianxia starts smiling looking at Jiao Jiao and points towards a flower and tells her, that's right, you're poisoned, but not by the stones, but by this flower. This flower is called Misty Moon. It blooms light yellow at the high hour, 11 p.m., turns red at the Z hour, 12 p.m., and its fragrance changes with its color. Both scents are harmless. But if you smell both within 2 hours, you will end up like you are now. And Jiao Jiao gets shocked after seeing the flower and she says, a flower? Indeed. When I first came, this flower was clearly yellow, but now it has turned red. But with my cultivation, even in the red dust scroll, I shouldn't have failed to notice such a change in fragrance. And Chu Tianxia says, so, what do you think those small stones were for? And Jiao Jiao says, the small stones were just to divert my attention, making me think they were a trump card, leaving me with no time to focus on other details. You deliberately lured me into the red dust scroll to buy time, but the focus wasn't actually on the formation at all. And Chu Tianxia says, almost, of course, the main reason for using poison is to capture you alive. And Jiao says, now that it has come to this, what do you want to do? And Chu Tianxia goes close to Jiao and lifts her face and says to her, I'm considering whether to sleep with you and split the luck of the main consort. And then Chu Tianxiao's mother comes there, and she is happy and says, Little Xiao, are you okay? You scared me to death. Why didn't you tell me? And Chu Tianxia says, yes, I am fine. Then he says to Luling, tie her up with the immortal binding rope, just in case. And Luling says yes. And Chu Tianxiao's mother gets very angry at Jiao and she says, how dare she try to assassinate you? Why not kill her right now? Then Chu Tianxia says to his mother, Mom, don't worry, I have other plans for her. You should go back to sleep. And Chu Tianxiao's mother says, alright then, but take care of yourself, Xiao, and let me know when you're done. And after Chu Tianxiao's mother leaves, Luling starts tying Jiao's hands, seeing which Jiao asks Luling, what are you planning to do with me? Also Jiao is thinking, this damned prodigal son, does he really intend to do something indecent to me? And Chu Tianxia comes in front of Jiao and says to her, what's wrong? Miss Qin is finally starting to feel scared. And Jiao says, I am the acting head of the Qin family. By the laws of the Qin family, we have the right to ransom me back. This is an iron rule of the Shihou noble family. But Chu Tianxia says, ransom? Luling, tell her how much we spent to catch her tonight. From activating and operating the formation to gathering energy with the 9-star gathering array, we spent a total of 6 million spirit coins. And when Jiao hears that Chu Tianxia has spent 6 million spirit coins, she gets shocked and thinks, just to guard against and capture me, they spent 6 million spirit coins without batting an eye. And Chu Tianxia says, that's just the cost. The ransom would have to be at least double that. Besides, even if the Qin family can afford it, the iron rule about ransoming hostages doesn't include assassins. And Jiao asks, what do you want to do? So Chu Tianxia again comes close to Jiao and says to her, don't be so tense, didn't I already tell you? Sleep with me. And Jiao says, in your dreams? Either kill me or let me go. And Chu Tianxia says, kill you? I'm not interested. As for letting you go, that depends only if you agree to my conditions. And Jiao asks, what are the conditions? So Chu Tianxia tells the first condition and says, first, your shumi ring and sword belong to me. No matter what the Qin family offers, these items will not be returned. Now erase your spiritual mark from them completely. And Jiao agrees to accept Chu Tianxiao's first condition. Then Chu Tianxia gives Jiao's sword to Luling and Luling thanks Chu Tianxia. And Chu Tianxia looks at the ring and thinks, not bad. There are at least 3 million spirit coins worth of items inside. Wait a minute. Something's not right. She's clearly of the fire element, but everything inside the shumi ring is without elemental attributes. She couldn't have predicted her failure in advance, so there's no reason she would have switched things beforehand. I've heard rumors she's not really part of the Tai family and has a mysterious background. In this world, only that kind of background would require her to be so cautious. Even dressing up the Xiaomi ring, and forcibly raising her cultivation from refinement to Tongxian to kill and cover her tracks is also a typical tactic of their faction. And Luling asks Chu Tianxia, young master? Is there something wrong with the ring? And Chu Tianxia says, nothing. It's just more shabby than I expected. And Jiao is getting angry seeing Chu Tianxia. And Chu Tianxia thinks, I'll hold off on questioning her lineage for now. Instead of cutting her off immediately, I'll take it slow. Then Chu Tianxia says to Jiao, the second condition, a drop of your blood essence. But Jiao gets angry and refuses Chu Tianxia. But Chu Tianxia starts touching Jiao and says to her, the main wife's touch feels really nice. And Jiao says, stop it. I can agree, but you must tell me why you need the blood essence. So Chu Tianxia says, I'm just a prodigal son, staying up all night playing with you. I have to take yours first blood, right? Otherwise, how can I live up to it? Beating a Tongwen expert with refinement, how can there be no souvenir? And Jiao Jiao gets ready to accept Chu Tianxiao's second condition, and she thinks, if he's just doing this for show and doesn't know the true value, it's no big deal to give it to him, it's better than losing my purity. And Jiao Jiao gives her blood essence to Chu Tianxia, and Chu Tianxia fills it in a small jar, and Chu Tianxia thinks, Prodigal system, with your endless treasure appraisals, help me analyze this drop of blood essence. As expected. Just as I thought, Qin Jiaozhou's background is terrifying. Tonight was worth it. This drop of blood will be of great use in the future. However, that's for after the autumn night banquet. For now I'll play dumb. Then Jiaozhou says to Chu Tianxia, now, will you let me go? But Chu Tianxia has one more condition, which is the last condition, and he takes out the contract and says, before the great autumn trial, you cannot oppose me or provide any assistance to Qin Yun. Given your relationship with Qin Yun, I must take precautions. And Jiaozhou agrees to accept the last condition too, and she thinks, after all, I've been backfired by the secret technique. It'll take at least a few months to recover, and I wouldn't be able to help him much anyway. And Chu Tianxia gets happy. Then he starts making the contract and says, the contract is sealed, any violation, and your blood will explode, killing you. Alright, Lu Ling, take Miss Qin down and let her rest in my humble abode for a few days while we wait for the Qin family to come discuss the ransom. And Lu Ling says yes. And Jiao Jiao says, you? Aren't you letting me go now? And Jiao Jiao says, you? What you really want is for the acting head of the Qin family to be replaced? And Chu Tianxia says, smart. I heard the legitimate son of the Qin family, Qin Yun, has always enjoyed bullying Qin Yun. I think he'd make a fine acting head. To solidify his position, he'll surely work hard. And Jiao Jiao says, do you really think Qin Yun can stop Yunner's breakthrough? It's you who's being naive. 2 days from now, at the autumn night banquet, Yunner will definitely avenge me. And Chu Tianxia says, cannon fodder isn't of much use, but it can still be quite helpful. And are you sure Qin Yun will avenge you at the autumn night banquet? I heard he's quite possessive. Just because he comes under the moonlight doesn't mean he's here to kill. Maybe it's just a romantic meeting like in the plays. Even if we assume he knows you came to kill me, you were captured for days, Miss Qin, although I keep myself pure and disdain using such methods as sleeping with you. But if I really had to choose, you wouldn't be my first choice. I have no mercy for old acquaintances, and breaking purity isn't an issue. And Lu Ling starts leaving with Jiao Jiao. And Chu Tianxia smiles and thinks, looks like I've scared her well. She'll stay quiet for a few days. Although sleeping with her would be a shortcut, relying on that could get me killed by a woman. Now that I've dealt with the main wife, next is the old man in the ring. He didn't show up tonight, so he must still be asleep, gathering strength. We'll see each other at the autumn night banquet then. Then the scene shifts. A servant says to Chu Tianxia, young master, the 7th prince of the great show has arrived. And Chu Tianxia says to the servant, please bring his highness here. Then we see, 7th prince of the great show, Chu Tianxia. And Chu Tianxia comes out and greets 7th prince, and 7th prince says, the Shihou family of the great show doesn't need to follow the formalities of the world. Chu Gongzi, you're too polite. Then both of them come inside the room and sit down, and the 7th prince says to Chu Tianxia, the matter of the Wasteland Guild earlier. It was my negligence. I hope the Chu family will bear with me. And Chu Tianxia says, your highness is being too polite. Liang Qiu is dead, and with his death, the grudge is gone. Besides, I always knew this was not your intention or act, so there's no need to talk about bearing with it. And 7th prince says, before coming, I tried to keep in mind the saying part for 3 days. Who knew I still underestimated you? Seems like I also need to learn your method of wasting wealth. The way you broke this game was quite brilliant. And Chu Tianxia says, your highness, your visit this time surely isn't just to talk to me about this, is it? I've already set up a soundproof barrier here. Feel free to speak your mind, your highness. And 7th prince says, you truly are not just an ordinary clever person. This time, I've come with 3 pieces of information to tell you. First, the situation in the capital right now is as chaotic as a quagmire. Although the purple-clad marquis is not in immediate danger, don't expect much assistance from your father either. Second, never underestimate. Over the years, he's relied on certain mental assault techniques to engage in cross-border battles multiple times. If nothing goes wrong, he will participate in this year's Grand Autumn Trials, aiming for an unprecedented consecutive top rank. And Chu Tianxia says, "Rest assured, Your Highness, I have a general understanding of my father and Chu He's situation." What's the third piece? And Seventh Prince says, "There's an issue with this autumn night banquet. I advise you not to attend." And Chu Tianxia says, "What do you mean by this, Your Highness?" And Seventh Prince says, "Chu He is secretly supporting Qin Yun. Not only did he give him a top-tier 9 spirit pill, which helped him break through multiple levels in one go, he even specifically invited the retired Hanlon scholar to write a policy paper for Qin Yun to help him in the literary competition at the autumn night banquet. Additionally, Chu He sent Chu Huang as a companion for Qin Yun." And Chu Tianxia says, "Chu He has really gone all out to suppress my performance at the autumn night banquet through Qin Yun. Does Your Highness think I have no chance of winning, and that instead of becoming a target, I should retreat gracefully?" And Seventh Prince says, "Emotionally, I hope you attend, but rationally, I think it would be wiser not to go." And Chu Tianxia says, "The autumn night banquet? Of course, I'll go." And Seventh Prince says, "Oh? Knowing there are tigers on the mountain, yet still heading toward it? Quite brave of you. If that's the case, at least give me some confidence. After all, we're in the same boat now. Will you choose the martial or literary competition?" And Chu Tianxia says, "Choose? No, I want both." And Seventh Prince gets surprised and he asks, "Both? Did I hear that right? Speaking of martial arts, you're only at the 4th level of the refining true essence realm, and you haven't even practiced any martial techniques, while Qin Yun is at least at the 6th level now. As for the literary competition, you aren't going to tell me that after wasting away for years, you still have extensive knowledge of poetry and books, are you? I heard you can't even recite the basic 5-character classic properly." And Chu Tianxia says, "Winning the literary competition? It's not that hard to beat the old Hanlon scholar. It's just a policy paper. During my years in private school, I at least learned how to read and write. As for the martial arts competition, my low level in the 4th refining true essence realm? It'll rise when it's supposed to. No martial techniques? Then I just won't fight. Without a single move, I'll make everyone bow down." And Seventh Prince thinks, did water get into my ears? Or did this wastrel hit his head? Did I back the wrong horse? 2 days later at the autumn night banquet. And some people are talking and saying, this year, the autumn night banquet in my Tianjue city is second only to the one in the capital. Indeed. With 2 princes here alone, we've already overshadowed the other cities' banquets. As the preliminary selection for the Grand Autumn Trials, I must perform well this time. Look! The new acting head of the Qin family, Qin Yun, has arrived. Then we see Qin Yun, and Qin Yun says, "You all move to the back and watch me take the top spot today." And Chu Tianxia looks at both of them and says, "The new acting head of the Qin family is really impressive, isn't he?" At the same time he thinks, hey, since Jin Yong took over, he has not made any effort to ransom back Qin Maojiao, showing he doesn't want her to return. This time, bringing Qin Yun must be because he's feeling the pressure from Qin Yun's rapid advancements. And seeing Chu Tianxia, Qin Yun gets angry and thinks, just wait until the martial arts competition. Once Qin Yun loses, I'll show you how I take care of you. But Qin Yun says to Qin Yun, why are you dawdling? Hurry up. Don't block the way like a dog. And Chu Tianxia says, Qin Yun may not be capable of much, but he's great at humiliating Qin Yun. And then a man comes to that place, seeing whom people get very surprised and they say, Chu Huang? Why is he here? Why isn't he participating in the capital's autumn night banquet and coming here instead? This is bad. With Chu Huang here, I won't be able to take the title of martial arts champion. And Chu Tianxia looks at Chu Huang and thinks, such domineering energy. This is clearly the top subordinate of the Chosen One. Chu He. You're also one of the Chosen Ones? Ha. Interesting. I wonder if this pitiful system will let me bully you when I arrive in the capital? And Chu Huang stands in front of Chu Tianxia and starts releasing his aura, and as soon as he releases his aura, a dangerous pressure starts building up and he says, "Second young master." Chu Huang sends his regards from Master Snune, and Chu Tianxia thinks, trying to humiliate me in public and make me a laughing stock? And Qin Yun says, as expected of Chu, he's the top warrior. His bloodlust is truly terrifying. And two people talk and say, even though he's only 18, he's already at the peak of the 10th level of the refining true essence realm. More than that. Back when he followed Chu He to annihilate the Blood Pearl sect, he killed 137 cultivators in a single day. And Chu Huang thinks, this wastrel won't be able to withstand my bloodlust. He'll surely make a fool of himself and become a laughingstock. He might even wet his pants in public. My young master is destined for greatness, to be king and conquer. How dare this wastrel challenge him? He has only himself to blame for not trying hard enough. And Lu Ling comes in front of Chu Huang and she says, how dare you disrespect the young master? Get past me first. But Chu Tianxia says to Lu Ling, step back. We're all relatives. And Chu Tianxia says to Chu Huang, who doesn't have a few unruly and rude poor relatives. It's just that they're too poor to even afford clothes. And after listening to Chu Tianxiao's words, Chu Huang does not understand what Chu Tianxia wants to say to him. So Chu Tianxia says to Chu Huang, if you want a reward, just say it, no need to come so close. Here. I reward you. And Chu Tianxia throws a card on Chu Huang's face, and Chu Tianxia takes out 3 more cards and says to Chu Huang, is this not enough? So take this. And he throws all the 3 cards on Chu Huang's face, which makes Chu Huang very angry, and seeing this everyone starts getting scared. And Chu Huang starts spreading his spiritual power. And the crowd says that's the bloodthirsty Chu Huang. How dare this wastrel challenge him? The martial arts competition hasn't even begun, and Chu Huang has already been publicly humiliated. Can he even tolerate this? Then Chu Tianxia says to Chu Huang, are you looking for death? I don't believe you really have the guts to kill me. And Chu Huang is getting very angry, but he remembers something. Chu Huang, your task this time is to assist Qin Yun in humiliating and suppressing Chu Tianxia in front of the 7th prince. Additionally, act with caution and don't cause unnecessary trouble. And remembering this, Chu Huang thinks, even though I wish I could kill him right now, but... Then Chu Huang starts to leave, and while leaving he says, you're lucky today. I won't stoop to the level of a worthless person like you. But Chu Tianxia laughs and says, ha ha ha. As expected, no guts? Don't pretend to be important. Just throwing a crystal card to settle it, people are just so cheap. Chu Huang is getting angry, but he can't do anything. And then the announcement is made, the 7th prince and little princess have arrived. And 7th prince says, I never thought. The party hasn't even started, yet it's already so lively. And Mayor says, haha. That Prodigal is so interesting. I like him. Why don't you, royal brother, give him to me to play with for a few days later? And 7th prince says, sure. Mayor, don't cause trouble. Now that all the heroes have gathered, let's begin. First, a martial duel, then a cultural contest. Then the servant says, martial duel rules, you may choose your own order to enter the ring. The loser steps down, and the winner continues. Those who win 5 consecutive matches will receive special rewards. Anyone with 7 wins will gain the qualification for the Grand Autumn Trials. Those who win 19 matches in a row may choose their opponent in the 20th match. The winner will be crowned the master of the martial duel. Let the martial duel officially begin. Then the fight begins. But Chu Tianxia is feeling bored watching the fight, and he says, meh, these small fry and weaklings just keep yelling and showing off. It's so dull to watch. And Lu Ling says, does the young master have to be so blunt? And Qin Yun says, I, Qin Yun, have already won twice. Is anyone else brave enough to come up? And Chu Tianxia says, Ha, if no one worth watching comes up soon, I'll fall asleep. Then we see another man and his name is Ling Xinran and he says, I am the direct heir of the divine power Sek Ling Xinran. And Qin Yun gets a little surprised seeing Ling Xinran. And Mayor says to Seventh Prince, Royal brother, why did Qin Yun suddenly stop laughing and look like a quail? So Seventh Prince tells Ling Xinran. 2 years ago, he fought against Qin Yun and utterly defeated him. Now he's at the 7th level of true refinement, while Qin Yun is only at the 6th level. If you were him, would you still be laughing? And Chu Tianxia gets happy seeing Ling Xinran and he says, finally, something worth watching. Hurry up and defeat the weaklings so that scoundrel Qin Yun can come on stage. And Luling says, young master, would you like a snack to enhance the excitement? Then Ling Xinran says to Qin Yun, Qin brother, it's been a while. Please go easy on me. And Qin Yun says, Ling Xinran? Don't think just because you defeated me back then, you'll win tonight. Now I am the acting head of the Qin family, and I. And Ling Xinran defeats Qin Yun in one fist, and he says to Qin Yun, Humph. Acting head of the Qin family? If you were Qin Jiaojiao, perhaps I'd spare some respect for the Qin family. But as it stands, do you even qualify? And Qin Yun gets very angry on hearing Ling Xinran's words and says, cough. Such arrogance. All Qin family men, under my name, take turns fighting until you defeat Ling Xinran. Then they agree to Qin Yun's words and get ready to fight. And seeing those people, Chu Tianxia starts laughing a lot and laughingly says, this Qin Yun is so pathetic. And Lu Ling also starts laughing. Then in a short while Ling Xinran defeats those people too and he says, Humph. Your Qin family is nothing but a bunch of weaklings now. You still think you can fight me? But then Qin Yun says to Ling Xinran, the Qin family still has me. I'll be your opponent. And Chu Tianxia says, only a true destined hero can appear like a savior and turn the tide. Here comes the classic scene. With the whole team defeated. These so-called arrogant rivals are nothing but mere warm-up matches for the true hero, easily defeated. And Lu Ling says, Ling Xinran may be at the 7th level of true refinement, but how could Qin Yun beat him in a single move? And Chu Tianxia says, we'll see soon enough, but first, I have to do something. Can't stand Qin Yun acting all smug in front of me. And Ling Xinran says to Qin Yun, oh? The Qin family has another warrior. Welcome, welcome. But Qin Yun says, Qin Yun, you useless baggage, get down here. Haven't you lost enough face already? And the other guy says, yeah, we've all lost already. Why are you going up to get yourself killed? And Qin Yun was about to say something but Chu Tianxia stops him. And Qin Yun looks at Chu Tianxia and says, you again, you good for nothing. What do you think you're doing? And 7th Prince says, Brother Chu, if you have something to say, just say it. Then Chu Tianxia says, Your Highness, according to the rules, are we allowed to bet on the outcome at the autumn night banquet? And 7th Prince says, of course, that rule is in place. Are you planning to open the first bet of the night, Brother Chu? And Chu Tianxia says, no. I'd like to request Your Highness to start the wager. I'll set the terms, and if I lose, it's on me. If I win, it's all yours. And Chu Tianxia thinks the prodigal system says I can only lose when gambling, and if I win, it deducts from the loss quota. And 7th Prince says, since you're so enthusiast, Brother Chu, then I'll open this bet for you. And Chu Tianxia says, thank you, Your Highness. I'll start with this match. I'm wagering 7 fire cloud fruits that Qin Yun will win in a single move. And Chu Tianxia points his finger towards Qin Yun and he says, fire cloud fruits? Those are prized treasures for fire element cultivators. Each one is worth 50,000 spiritual coins, and 7 are 350,000. Such extravagance. And the crowd says this prodigal son believes so strongly in Qin Yun? A one-move victory? Impossible. If it were the old Qin Yun, maybe. But now? And others say, I'll wager a treasure. This is too good a gift to pass up. I'm in. I'll wager my sword. And 7th Prince says, Meyer, the real show is about to begin. And Mayor says, this prodigal son is so interesting. And Qin Yun is getting angry and thinks he's shameless. I plan to win with a single move to impress everyone. But now, thanks to him, the situation is too awkward. If I win, Chu Tianxia will get closer to the 7th prince? But if I hold back and lose, how can I make an impression? And Ling Xinran says, this bet is laughable. Just because you've been training for a few days, you think you'll make a difference? Let me tell you, this stage is no longer yours. If you know what's good for you, get off. You're not even worth. And Qin Yun gets very angry and he tells Ling Xinran to keep quiet, but Ling Xinran says, "What's this? Do you really think you can defeat me in one move, you useless fool?" And Chu Tianxia smiles and thinks, now that's a line worthy of a true villain in a destined hero's world. Thanks to these loud-mouthed small fries, Qin Yun won't have to hesitate for much longer. And Ling Xinran says to Qin Yun, "Come, let me teach you some respect for your elders." And then Qin Yun on top of Qin Yun hits Ling Xinran, and Ling Xinran is shocked to see the speed of Qin Yun, and he says, "Ugh. You're at the 8th level of true refinement?" And when the crowd sees that Qin Yun has hit Ling Xinran in just when someone defeats him in just one move, they get very shocked and say, "One move? It really is just one move." Qin Yun concealed his cultivation. We couldn't see it, but the wasteful son has an extraordinary eye. Miscalculation. How could this wasteful son have such ability? Then two people say to Chu Tianxia, after all, he is the second son of the divine Marquis family. While we are surprised and lose our composure, you remain calm and collected. Brother Chu, yours foresight is extraordinary. I admire you greatly. I will pay the stakes as promised. And Mayor laughingly says, "Your Highness, that wasteful son is too cunning." Clearly, Qin Yun astonished everyone, yet everyone went to praise the wasteful son. And 7th Prince says, "Interesting. That line well fought. Let's see the rewards." Was a masterstroke, turning Qin Yun from master into servant in an instant. And Qin Yun is getting very angry and he is releasing his spiritual power. But then the old man says to Chu Tianxia, "Kid, calm down. The first round is just a warm-up, keep going." And Qin Yun asks, "Master, do you mean?" The old man says, "All schemes and tricks are futile in the face of absolute power. Crush them with strength." And Qin Yun says, "I understand." "Thank you, Master." Then Qin Yun says, "Who is next?" We see that another man has come to fight him and he says, "Chu Li, disciple of the Daoshan clan. I'm here to learn from you." And seeing that man, the crowd says, "Chu Li is not only at the 8th level of the true refinement stage, but is also skilled in earth escape techniques, making sneak attacks difficult to defend against. This match will be tough for Qin Yun." And Chu Tianxia says, "Let's continue the match. Still limited to one move. I bet 10 wind blossom fruits." And Chu Tianxia thinks, "Just some trash. With your levels, if you're not above the true refinement 10th level, don't come here to embarrass yourselves." And the crowd says, "Even if Qin Yun gets lucky and wins, he can't possibly win in one move. I bet on Chu Li." And that man says, "Brother Qin, that move just now was quite good, but unfortunately I, Chiu, am not the kind of trash that Ling Xinran is. Be careful. I'll attack your back in a moment." And Qin Yun says, "Stop talking. Try to touch my sleeve first." Then the fight between them starts, but Qin Yun very easily defeats that man in just one attack, seeing which everyone gets very shocked. But Chu Tianxia already knew it, and he says, "Once is a coincidence, but to guess correctly twice. Good job, here's another 5,000. Everyone. I appreciate it." Then Qin Yun again says, "Who is next?" And he keeps on defeating many people like this in just one move. And then the referee says, "Qin Yun wins 7 in a row. Qualifies for the major autumn trials. Additional rewards." And the crowd says, "That wasteful son has won 7 rounds in a row. Qin Yun truly lives up to his past genius. Once his strength recovers somewhat, he becomes unstoppable." At this moment, it seems that the host of tonight's martial arts banquet will likely be Qin Yun. And Qin Yun says, "In the face of absolute strength, schemes are worthless. Indeed, the wasteful son has truly exhausted his tricks." And Chu Tianxia says, "Isn't the young master going to continue betting?" "Forget it. fate is unstoppable. Winning 7 rounds is already the limit. Continuing is futile, but it's no big deal. Everything is as expected. And Mayor says, Your Highness, Qin Yun is truly impressive. I used to find him annoying, but now. And 7th Prince thinks, Wasteful son. I hope you still have some tricks up your sleeve. Otherwise, tonight might be dangerous. And Qin Yun wins many rounds in the same way, seeing which everyone gets shocked and they say, This Qin Yun not only challenges levels above him but wins in one move each time. He truly is a gifted talent. Ah. Qin Yun, I want to have your baby. And Qin Yun says, This feeling is so nostalgic. This is my true path. This is my stage. This is the treatment I deserve. And then Chu Huang says, I, Chu Huang, come to challenge. And everyone gets surprised after seeing Chu Huang and they say, Chu Huang? Now there's a good show to watch. Chu Huang is at the true refinement 10th level. He should be able to suppress this guy's arrogance. Exactly. He's too arrogant. It's just a martial arts match. Is it necessary to ruin everyone's future every time? Chu Huang, crush this guy. With such a large difference in levels, will my husband Qin Yun be okay this time? And Chu Huang goes close to Qin Yun and says to him, I have to admit, you've exceeded my expectations, not bad. Even if I want to win against you, it won't be easy, but don't worry, I will honor the agreement and lose gracefully to you. I hope you will too. But Qin Yun hits Chu Huang on his chest. And seeing this, Chu Huang is very surprised, and Qin Yun defeats Chu Huang. And seeing this, the crowd says, defeated Chu Huang in one move? Is this even human? That's Chu Huang. He specializes in body techniques, with incredibly strong physical power. How could this be? The power of Qin Yun's previous strike definitely exceeds the 8th level of true refinement. And Qin Yun says to Chu Huang, lose gracefully to me? He. Let me tell you, I, Qin Yun, am the destined one. You're not qualified to give me a free pass. You think just because your young master supports me, I should be grateful? He. How laughable. I, Qin Yun, am about to soar high. Once I take care of the wasteful son, the next will be Chu He. And Chu Huang is getting very angry and he thinks, this person cannot be left alive. Must report to the young master immediately. Then Qin Yun says, according to the rules of the Autumn Night Banquet, after 19 consecutive wins, one can choose their final opponent. And for my last battle, I choose you. Wasteful son. And as soon as the crowd hears Qin Yun's words, they are surprised and they say, Chu Huang has been defeated. The wasteful son. I guess he will surrender directly. The wasteful son is likely in grave danger for this battle. And 7th Prince and Mayor both start worrying for Chu Tianxia. Then Chu Tianxia stands up and says, Your Highness, don't worry, I'm prepared. And 7th Prince doesn't say anything either. But Luling stands up and says, Young master, I'll fight in your place. But Chu Tianxia says, Luling, this jar of wine I have is called smoke and flowers. When it's in the jar, the fragrance of the wine overflows and can be kept at a constant temperature. But once it's poured out, it will easily cool down. You know I don't like cold drinks, so I'll handle it. Young master, I'll be right back. And the crowd says, how is this possibility? Even if he has good eyesight, he's at most at the 4th level of true refinement, right? What does the wasteful son mean? Does it refer to resolve the battle before the smoke and flowers cool? Exactly, Qin Yun just defeated Chu Huang, who is at the 10th level of true refinement, in one move. Maybe his brain has been scared out by Qin Yun. And Qin Yun is very happy seeing Chu Tianxia in front of him and he says, Chu Tianxia, from the day you brought that bitch to break off the engagement, I've wanted to tear you apart every moment. Today, I finally have the opportunity. Although no one can die at the Autumn Night Banquet, I will make you wish you were dead. Did you ever think about today when you insulted me that day? Since you're here tonight, you must adhere to the rules of the Autumn Night Banquet. And Chu Tianxia says, I didn't say I wouldn't comply. I just have some things to clarify before we fight. The rules of the Autumn Night Banquet state that if you lose a free challenge, apart from the qualification for training, all other opportunities will be confiscated. But is that so? And Qin Yun says, naturally. But do you really think you can win this battle? And Chu Tianxia says, whether I can win, we'll see. Then Chu Tianxia says to 7th Prince, Your Highness, Qin Yun is currently at the 8th level of true refinement, and I'm only at the 4th level. There's a 4-level gap between us. For this duel, do I have the right to make some preparations? And 7th Prince says, You're allowed half an hour to prepare. During this time, no one may interfere. And Chu Tianxia says, That won't be necessary. After all, I promised I'd return before the wine cools. And Chu Tianxia sits there, seeing which Qin Yun says, Didn't he say he wanted to prepare? What's he doing, closing his eyes to wait for death? Humph, acting mysterious. Does he think? But Chu Tianxia is sitting there doing cultivation, and he has made a breakthrough very easily. And everyone is surprised to see this. They go and they say, A breakthrough in the midst of battle? Such powerful spiritual energy. With this breakthrough, it's bound to be substantial. We can't underestimate him. It seems he could advance 2 levels at least. But what's the point? Even if he reaches the 6th level of true refinement, he's still no match and would be taken down in a single blow. Wait, hold on. He's reached the 7th level? He just ascended 3 levels in one breath? And he's still going higher? And Chu Tianxia thinks, Spirit Spring Baptism, keep pushing. And the crowd goes, what kind of monster is he? Even if he was building up his strength, this is excessive. Is the Purple Marquis bloodline really this extraordinary? In an instant, he surpassed all the prodigies present at the autumn night banquet? Is even the 6th level of true refinement so insignificant now? Then Chu Tianxia says, 12th level, complete perfection. And Qin Yun gets scared seeing Chu Tianxia's dangerous cultivation when he goes to school and asks his master. His master says, No need to worry. This doesn't mean he has higher talent than you. Fortunately, he can't break into the Mingyuan realm. If necessary, I'll step in and no one will notice. And the crowd says, Phew. He finally stopped. That was terrifying. Ascending from 4th level to full perfection in a matter of seconds. I've never seen anything like it. Normally, it takes years for an ordinary cultivator to break through even 1 level. This is terrifying, and 7th Prince looks at Chu Tianxia's cultivation and says, Such a genius. Chu. Quickly, resume meditation to stabilize your realm. I'll bring the appropriate elixirs. And Chu Tianxia says, Your Highness, there's a misunderstanding. I just wanted to ask. Could I buy a Mingyuan pill? And as soon as they hear about it they get more surprised and say, Mingyuan pill? An essential elixir for breaking into the Mingyuan realm? Could he be? And Chu Tianxia says, Actually, 1 won't be enough. Just bring a dozen. I'll splurge a bit. And 7th Prince says, A single Mingyuan pill costs 300,000 spiritual coins, and he wants a dozen? Does he think Mingyuan pills are as cheap as beans? Chu, are you joking? 1 pill is enough. Taking more won't help, it would even cause your body to explode. But Chu Tianxia says, Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. Bring me a dozen. I'll pay. If you refuse, I'll make a fuss. Come on. And 7th Prince says, Get the Mingyuan pills as he said. Then the servant goes to get that thing. These are the Mingyuan pills. I'm practically drooling over them. I want one so badly, but I'm only at the 6th level of true refinement. And Chu Tianxia eats the pill and says, Can't be bothered to take them one by one. And 7th Prince says, Chu Tianxia, is this what you call knowing what you're doing? Are you tired of living? And the crowd says, What a fool this wastrel is. His Highness already said it's useless, yet he eats them all at once. Ugh, he's already at full perfection in true refinement. This is such a waste. And Qin Yun laughingly says, Your Highness, ignorance is bliss. This wastrel is as good as dead. I can't believe I won't even need to take action. He's digging his own grave. And a man says to another man, It's a shame. After all, geniuses of this level in Desho are quite rare. Then the other man says, Exactly. Stop gloating over someone else's misfortune. Have some decency. And a woman says, I can't believe Qin Yun would do this. He doesn't look handsome anymore. And Mayor says, ugh, what a lowlife. And Qin Yun says, annoying. He's practically asking for death. And we see that Chu Tianxia starts getting a lot of spiritual energy, which shocks everyone, and they say, is that wastrel actually starting to absorb the pill's energy? No, wait. He's already absorbed it all. He's advancing again? Not only didn't he explode, but he's still advancing? How? How is that even possible? And Mayor says, my God. Suddenly, that wastrel seems pretty cool. And Seventh Prince says, I underestimated you, wastrel. Show me what it's like to enter the Mingyuan realm with 12 Mingyuan pills. And Seventh Prince thinks, perhaps a second soul mountain will form. Or, like a few others, 3 or 4 soul mountains. No, that's impossible. I'm getting ahead of myself. And the crowd says, look, the wastrel has 3 soul mountains behind him? There may be even more, but we can't detect them. And Chu Tianxia says the system required 12 pills. This is the wastrel's path, buying supreme power with money. 9-fold spiritual energy, 9 times true energy. 9 soul mountains in the Mingyuan realm, unprecedented in Dezhou. Then Chu Tianxia says, I'm ready. Qin Yun, let's fight. Then the crowd says, 3 soul mountains, a top-tier genius in Dezhou. Is there any need to fight? Using Mingyuan against full perfection, true refinement is crushing. He's only at the 8th level. I'm curious to see Qin Yun's humiliating defeat. Let's see him strut now. Ha! 19 consecutive victories? So impressive, bet he's stunned now. And Qin Yun says to his master, Master, please intervene. But his master says, Disciple, surrender. Qin Yun gets angry and says, Master, what are you saying? Surrender to a wastrel? Impossible. And his master says, Disciple, others might not see it, but I can tell. That wastrel has more than 3 soul mountains. He may have 4, or even more. If I step in, I'll have to reveal myself. And Qin Yun says, No, so what if I'm exposed? But his master says, Fool! A simple man is faultless, but bearing a jewel invites trouble. The wastrel has the purple marquee backing him, so exposure doesn't matter. But what do you have? And Qin Yun is very shocked, and he says, Am I really inferior to that wastrel in every way? I am the one with true destiny. Why is this happening? Then Chu Tianxia asks Qin Yun, So, are we fighting or not? And Chu Tianxia thinks, Qin Yun's probably arguing with that old man again. Everything's going as planned. Given the old man's position, if he exposes himself, he'll be hounded like a rat. He definitely won't dare to act. And Qin Yong says to Qin Yun, Fight my foot. The Qin family admits defeat. Qin Yun, if you embarrass us further, you'll be disciplined according to family rules when we get back. And Chu Tianxia thinks, Thank you, cannon fodder brother. Though once you return, you'll probably die. But I'll remember the great sacrifice you made to resist true destiny on my behalf. And Chu Tianxia says, I'm lazy, so if anyone else wants to challenge me, just come all at once. Who would dare? Your Highness, as I said before, I'd advance when I needed to. And win without fighting. Now, I've accomplished both. Then Seventh Prince says, I hereby declare that tonight, the champion of the Autumn Night Martial Banquet at Tianju's city is Chu Tianxia. Servants, serve the banquet. And Chu Tianxia picks up the drink and says, The wine's still warm. Let's drink together, everyone.